Let me know when we're live.
We are live.
Great. Hello. Welcome. Wow. It's session 8 of the Roll for Severity's campaign with me, Miss Wolfingers, your DM.
It's been 84 years.
It's been 84 years, like heart of the ocean, on the ship, single manly tier. But we're here. It's life and work and social obligations. We're coming up a whole bunch, but we've made it. Session 8. We stream live every Sunday when those things don't get in the way, right here at 5 p.m. PST at twitch.tv/rollforseverity. So like I said, I'm Miss Wolfinger. I'm her DM for this campaign, and I'm joined by the 3 lovely players that you see before you, Kit, Tom, and Giggle. Before we get underway, there's a few quick things to go over. First, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Roll for Severity to charity. This will include that from like direct donations, bits, subscriptions, sales from the Roll for Severity store, things like that. This month's charity is the Community Health Empowerment and Wellness Project, or the CHEW Project for short. They provide provisions, resources, and education for LGBTQ youth and young adults facing barriers such as mental health, poverty, homelessness, substance abuse, sexual health, and queer-related barriers. They also offer no-cost counseling, crisis intervention, peer support, STI testing. They have a drop-in clinic for basic needs and support, and a whole lot more. They're a pretty great organization. You can find them on their website at chewprojectyeg.org or on Twitter at chewprojectyeg. So having previously mentioned the Roll for Severity store, there's a store. It's really, really cool. It's on tpublic.com/user/rollforseverity. There's also a link below the stream. And a lot of the merchandise there, I think, is being purchased as like baby onesies.
Specifically, the I use my bonus action to cry baby onesie has been purchased, which just makes me laugh.
Perfect. Like, just if you have a baby or a friend with a baby, I use my bonus action to cry is a fantastic piece of paraphernalia for that said child.
Blame Jamie.
Yes. Some of the stuff that you can buy on the site comes from in-session shenanigans. The final point to make here, this is not a pre-made 5th edition campaign, so we use varied rules. We have different player mechanics and make in-game adjustments. So the rules as you know them may not always be as written when we're playing around. So fair warning, it's about to get super homebrewed up in here. I think that's all the announcements. To my players, racking your brains, what do you remember happening last time?
We got some gloves from a lady who didn't kill us.
Remarkable.
Naroke got to put on one of said gloves, and hot damn was it spicy.
Yeah, it was a very spicy glove.
We also...
Just the one?
Pardon?
Was it just the one glove?
Yeah, she only let me put on one glove, which is probably for the best. On account of the other one probably would have killed me. On account of I burned, what was it, 2 healing spells?
You did.
And that's why Giggle had to roll a new character.
No. I was honestly, if I had like crit failed that check, I probably would be rolling a new character.
Which is just so sad.
Listen, Naroke was either going to die immediately or will be like attending his funeral at level 20 when the campaign's over. One of those two things.
Hope it's the latter. Yes, you got Elfuria's gloves. The first
which are currently hidden in...
bag of holding?
Does it...
Yeah, it was in
They're in the bag of holding, I think.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and I have a prototype bag of holding.
Yeah, it said do not use, I think, on it or something like
which
that.
I immediately started using it and shoving things inside. So we'll see how that goes.
You managed to find Elfuria in her castle. You, Nick used her loneliness against her and kind of persuaded that they're too stupid to be the real bad guys, so they can be trusted.
And given the evidence she had before her, she agreed with me.
Yeah. I guess that was a power move by Naroke to set that up. That and you returned Mitzi to her, which was a huge bonus, and she was unable to find
doggo.
Mitzi. Yeah.
Which, once again, it's like, did you not, like, go to Mitzi's doghouse? Because that's where we found her.
No, she did. She went looking. Big city when the bombs fell, you know. I think Mitzi was probably off, like, chasing things and smelling all the new death smells. And then when we left you, you were currently precariously standing on some wet rocks after jumping off the cliff face because earthquake.
I tried arguing to use a rope, and then everyone was just like, "We can just use the spell," and it was like, "Okay."
Yeah, the spell of Featherfall. And now we have some people who are coming to pick us up in a rowboat, and they think we're some of the heroes.
Yeah, they think we're the heroes of the shard, so that'll be fun.
That +8 deception to pass off to someone else.
With advantage!
With advantage.
You got that right.
It's gonna be a ride.
You two will say nothing.
That's not suspicious at all.
I'm gonna put forward this. Okay, Naroke, stay here. 50 minutes later, I'm bored. Something must have happened. Better go into that farmhouse.
I could probably keep contained unless I like find something really interesting, so I should be okay.
Uh-oh.
Bring out the hand again. Just like stroking people's faces.
I know enough not to just bring that out willy-nilly.
That's true. You're actually intelligent.
If it's a random bar in some random town, I think I think it's okay. But if it's like the enemy ship, maybe not.
So to be clear, your entire philosophy is it's okay to harass Hicks, but nobody else.
When you put it that way.
He's gonna get us into more trouble than I do.
The guy just seemed bored. I felt like showing him a cool hand.
Bored? He was sobbing every day.
Sobbing.
And then we find him asleep in the middle of the road.
He's having a rough week.
I felt like distracting him would help.
You distracted him, all right.
Yeah, you followed him out of the bar and like cornered him. Like, please look at my hand. Sorry, I forgot about how crazy that town was, and you guys just helping ?
Helping, making it more crazy.
We fit right in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Did not draw too much attention.
All right, I digress. There were indeed 2 lifeboats that had lowered from the ship. Not a very big ship, but you know, more than a little rowboat. And they're coming towards you. There was 2 people in each, and one kind of burly, dwarvish-looking fellow had raised his arms up and had been like, "Oi, heroes of the shard!" And by this point now, they're much closer to you. The rock kind of that you're on is a good distance up. It's like 40 feet from the water, and they're getting the rowboats as close as they can with the waves to not like smash into the rocks and stuff. And the one gentleman is going to say, we have a rope ladder. If you need, we can toss it up to you.
That would be quite beneficial.
That the rope ladder is necessary?
I mean, it was like 30, 40 feet.
40 feet?
I probably wouldn't want to jump that.
You could try jumping for sure.
Nah.
I don't think me jumping from this height would be a good idea, because if I hit the boat, it's sinking with me.
Yeah, no, that's 2 feet through the bottom of the boat, and then you just keep going.
And we're not going to be fishing Naroke back out from that.
No, you have a giant chest on your back.
Yeah, so I wait for them to throw the rope ladder.
Okay. Yeah. So the burly dwarf fellow, he's kind of got it rolled up on itself, so it looks like a long javelin. And I think his plan, he's gonna toss it up to you, Naroke, because you're looking mighty strong there. And he's gonna whiff it up to you to catch, and then like it'll be up to you to pound it in a safe spot so you can lower yourselves down.
Okay, so who's intercepting this catch? Because I'm assuming it's probably a dexterity check of some sort to catch the damn thing.
I thought they were already throwing it at you.
Yeah, they're throwing it at Naroke. If I get hit by a wet rope, I might actually die.
mean,
I
I
have
can
28 hit points, and that shit's heavy.
I could try to catch it, but like my dex isn't like super interesting. I'll try to catch it.
All right, yeah, sure.
Like, I'm more than happy to pound it into the rock, but catching it's not necessarily going to be Naroke's strong suit.
Okay. Just give me
Straight
a
dex.
second to get it all ready and roll 20.
Absolutely.
Straight dex. Naroke will be prepared to try and catch, but he's not expecting to. Or correction, he's expecting to. I'm not.
The discrepancy is important to make.
So, are we just doing like just dex roll or
Yep.
acrobatics? Okay. 9.
No, so you're able to catch it, but it kind of knocks you on your ass. So like when you kind of catch it, it kind of throws you back. Oh, that was loud. Just like that. Yeah, and so it's heavy, but you got it. Now you just got to find a way to fasten it down and throw the ladder off the rocks.
I think in last session's conversation, I think I was mentioning we had something to like nail something down in the rock. So assuming I still have that, I'll just
Titans would be the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your adventurer's kit. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I just grab one of those and get that all set up.
Yeah, get that thing bolted nice in front of the rock.
Yeah, it's easy enough. All right, and so two boats. How do you want to divide yourselves in there?
Can't we all just go at the same boat?
They're not very big.
Naroke in one and me and
Yeah.
Marsh in the other.
That's what I was
By
thinking.
necessity.
You could leave me alone. It's fine.
No, I mean that Naroke by himself is probably the weight limit of a boat.
Yeah, true.
He's a large boy.
He's growing, okay?
Okay.
I
Yep.
hope not.
Cool. Yeah, if we had to split up, I'm fine with that one.
Yeah, so Naroke in one and
Marsh and Nick in the other.
Yeah, I did not sign up to be on an adventure with Clifford the Big Red Cleric.
That's cute. That's cute. So I'd say Naroke, you probably ascend first, right?
yeah, I'll ascend. Well, no, if they're getting into the other boat, I'll let them go down first. That way, if the rope ladder comes with me, they're not still stuck up on the rock.
Ooh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. All right, Nick, Marsh, you're in you fit well enough. It's not a huge little lifeboat, but certainly, enough room for you two. In addition to the other two members that are in there, they've got the row like oars. One of them is like keeping it to prevent the boat kind of smashing against the rock, so he's got it held out while you two come in safely. Your compadres there are a like square-jawed, black-haired, brown-eyed human. It's kind of plain looking. And then you have like a half-elf, just female. She's got long, flowing blonde hair that's tied back in a braid. And she's going to kind of look at you, Marsh, and she's going to go, "Is this all? I thought there were more of you."
You really thought it would take all of us?
I just panically look at Dominic.
And she's going to nod and be like, "Yes, of course, I suppose so. Let us be off. Vinny." And then Vinny's going to push off with the oar, and then they're going to set back to rowing to the ship. Naroke. I'm not even going to make you roll a check to climb down. You're just climbing down very carefully, I imagine.
Yep. Yeah, Naroke plus gear is almost 700 pounds. So, yeah, Naroke's gonna climb down and not going too quickly. Just taking his time going down, climbing under the boat, making sure it doesn't sink with him.
Lovely. So the dwarf and the other human there are going to be very helpful to try and like offer to take the chest off your back as you're getting closer and just try and help you, all of you, into the lifeboat as much as possible. Preventing it.
Once I get close, if they're trying to take the chest, I'll like pull off the one and it's like, "It's heavy," and then like make sure that they're ready for it and then let go. Like make sure they have like a hold on it before I let go of the chain.
Yeah, they do, but you hear them swear like as soon as they take the weight. It's not that they didn't believe you. They weren't prepared for it.
So it's like when anyone picks up my cat.
Is it just like all chonk and less floof?
Yeah, that's a 20-pound cat.
Yeah, it's not a skinny cat with a lot of hair. It's a fat cat with a lot of hair.
Yeah.
And your boatmates, Naroke, you have that kind of stout looking dwarf fellow that was shouting at you before. He's got long brown hair tied behind his back. His beard is surprisingly short for like by dwarven standards, but it's still full.
Okay.
Still a respectable beard. And you have another human male, kind of the same looking, square jaw, black hair, brown eyes. And he's gonna the dwarf's gonna look to you and be like, "Good lad, there, man. Do you think you can pull the rope ladder? See what we get?"
Sure. Dwarf's gonna grab onto the rope ladder and try and give it like a bit of like a snap as he's just to try and like dislodge the pythons up at the top.
Beauty, give me a strength check.
Oh, that is Dex strength. 16.
Oh yeah. All right. So in typical Naroke fashion, whether it's chains nailed to a wall and what have you, you get a really good tug on it, and you feel one of the sides kind of snag a bit, but as you kind of reef again, it all just comes tumbling down into the boat. They don't seem too concerned about the frayed rope at the end. It looks like they just wanted to salvage what they could of it.
Yep. And then Naroke will sit there and just roll it up.
Perfect. They will continue on rowing the boat back towards the ship as you're rolling it up. So it's only like I'd say like a 6-minute row to get to the ship. Do any of you guys want to talk to your compadres?
I don't think I'm allowed to.
I think the less we talk, the better.
Okay. They're not super chatty right now. They're just focused on trying to fight the waves.
Uh-oh, Naroke rolled a 3 on something.
Oh, did he now? Where's that? Oh, he did. Oh, on intelligence check.
So Naroke is gonna sit there and just like, so how long have you been out here waiting for us? Because you said we were early.
Been here about 4 days or so. 4 days now, I think. Vince, how long have we been out here? And the human guy is just gonna go, doesn't really answer, just kind of shrugs. 4 days.
Sorry, my mind's been just a little bit foggy. What was your names again?
Oh, I'm Balor. Pleasure. And he doesn't like shake your hand, but because he's rowing, but he like gives you like a low kind of bow and stuff. And
Okay.
lad, here's Vince. Vince is just gonna kind of grunt. Very,
Nod to
very
him and
orcish.
Naroke's gonna make general small talk with them on the way over.
Okay.
But is trying not to be like trying not to ask anything about what's going on.
Okay, that's absolutely fair.
He's dumb enough to be talking to them, but smart enough to at least to know that it's like I shouldn't be like, so who are we going to see now?
Yeah. Who are we? There's a Nick in your head just being like, shut up.
Yeah, but he doesn't listen to that voice.
Nope.
All right.
That voice is annoying.
Just tune that out. So you guys are getting closer to this ship there. Like I said, it's not super big. Marsh and Nick, you're getting there first. And the first thing you notice as you're getting closer is there's like quite a notable change in the air. Like even as you stood outside from like the caves during the earthquake, this part of the world, the film is almost non-existent. Like the sky is quite a vibrant blue compared to, being back in the town of Vermil. The sea water, it's fresh, it's salty. Just your senses aren't really dulled the way they were when you were suffering from the effects of the blight. Like you just feel better. Your heads are cleared, your noses are cleared, and the world that has lost that hazy, smoky sort of feel of it.
So Naroke's head is clear. So there's no longer anything going on. Got it.
You can hear the wind whistling through it.
Woohoo!
I guess if I can't focus on conversing, I'll just kind of look on the side of the lifeboat and just look at the water. I don't know if Marsh has been on ocean yet, but at least Amnesia Marsh hasn't.
Fair enough. The water is very cold if you touch it. I don't know if you're putting a claw in.
I know not to drink it, but I'll touch it.
Oh, and Raptor is, of course, with you.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if you, like, one-armed Raptor down.
Yeah, this is the day I got him. I just was holding him with one arm as I was climbing.
Holstered him on the way down.
I'm not too happy.
They would give Raptor just this sort of, like, what the look, but otherwise they don't really say anything. They're content on trying to get back to the ship. And now that you're right up to it, there's the sort of rope ladder that they have for you guys to ascend before they tie off the lifeboats themselves and haul them up. And adorned on the side of the ship are the words Highland Blush in, like, very elegant scrawl. Scrawl? Yeah, whatever. That word sounds weird to me. And at the front, the figurehead of the boat, it's of this, like, beautiful man with long flowing hair, and he's kind of, like, hiding his, like, proud smile behind his fingers and is, like, blushing really innocently.
I've seen this romance novel cover.
So yeah, not your, like someone took the stereotypical mermaid but made it just like a dapper young man.
A very blushing, dapper young man.
Yeah. And this is the Highland Blush.
Is this normal for big ships? I mumble to myself very quietly.
Yeah, Naroke will put on his chest and climb up the rope ladder once we're out of the boat.
Okay. And it's an easy climb. The rope ladder's super sturdy. It's not rickety, and people are there to kind of help you pull you up and take your stuff if you need assistance. And when you're on the ship, it's not full. It's not super bustling. Again, it's not a massive ship. There's only like 3 other crewmates there that are helping to make sure you're set and secure, and then they're going about to try and haul the lifeboats up once the rest of the people have come up with it.
Yeah, I think I'll hold on to my stuff. I'm not going to make them try and haul my chest around.
You're a kind man.
Wonder if I could like order my raptor to just kind of like crawl on my back like a backpack or something for ease of carrying. Maybe.
Is he a small creature? I can't recall.
Nah, I think he's technically medium, so it'd just be kind of like a normal piggyback. Or no. Maybe. Cool. I don't know if that's normal.
Okay. And so not long after, you're all like on the ship, secured, and people are bustling about trying to get the lifeboats up. You're going to be approached by a very, very tall man. He just looks human, and he's going to come up and give you a once-over and be like, well, glad to see you made it in one piece, though we weren't expecting you for a little bit. We got worried when we heard the earthquake.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. It just, it was a little more eventful and a lot less time than we thought it would take.
Glad to hear. I mean, I suppose that means we don't have to stick around too much longer before we get you off to Greenspire. The captain should be with us shortly. He's just held up at the moment. I'm first mate Fellerock. And
nice
he kind of gives you like a low bow. He's like, you'll have to forgive me. I'm not usually in the presence of ones such as yourselves, but welcome, heroes, to the Highland Blush.
I very much appreciate your help.
I'll be letting Endris know. Sorry, I'll be letting Endris know that you're here as well. She'll be very excited to see you. And he scurries off down like some stairs in the ship, and disappears from sight. What do you guys want to do?
They haven't shown us any kind of guest quarters or anything.
Nope.
I'm guessing.
No, not yet.
I assume we're not alone, right?
Oh no, there's people bustling around. They're like, everyone is not really paying you any mind. They're not like eyeing you suspiciously, like, who the hell is this? Everyone just like assumes like everything's kind of normal. They seem friendly enough working around you to get those lifeboats hauled up. So
I said we were going to Greenspan?
Greenspire is what he said.
Greenspire. I don't know why my brain went to Alan Greenspan for some reason.
It's a good place to go.
Would I know where Greenspire is?
No, roll me a history check with disadvantage.
11.
See what that was. 11. All right. You're not too sure where it is. You think it's north.
Okay.
Great. And then after a couple minutes, just enjoying the fresh air on the ship, lifeboats are up by now, and people are starting to like disperse back to their usual jobs and stuff. You hear the loud footfalls behind you. A very large, grizzled-looking human. He has got like full dark brown beard, one that looks like what the dwarf should have. It's like braided into 3 separate little braids. He's got one of his eyes, it's not covered with a patch, but it's this like weird kind of eerie light icy blue eye, almost like it's dead. You're looking at it, it's kind of milky, glazed over. You imagine he can't see from it. And then the other one is hidden behind a like leather studded eye patch.
Oh, okay. So he's not doing well on either side.
And he's got like a sensible captain chapeau, not the like big lofty one, but just a regular old, cap to keep the sun out of his eyes. And he's gonna like come up to you kind of like with open arms and be like, hello, it's exciting to meet you. We weren't expecting you quite yet. I'm Captain Dry Eyes. You must be, and he's gonna look to you, Naroke, and he's gonna be Darwin, great to have you aboard.
Good to be here.
I'm told there's only 3, and then he's gonna look to Raptor and be like, and a half of you.
Hey.
Well, we figured it was best to divide our efforts.
Are we waiting for anyone else, or can we set sail?
Oh, you can set sail.
All right. And then he's gonna turn to the rest of the crew and be like, all right, laddies, we're off now. Man all the things and let's go.
Man this shit and get the fuck out.
I did a lot of research about what's on boats, but not about old like lingo for what you actually do to get sailing.
Hoist the sails, batten down the hatches. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Batten down the hatches. Make the sails do the things.
Go forward.
Go forth to new territory. Yeah, and so with that, everyone is just like hustling to. There is a crow's nest. There's like small sails. We're not, not a giant ship, but it's got sails. There's a crow's nest up there. There's first mate Fellerock jumps to like the helm of the ship, and he's like steering away. Probably not like this, because I don't think that does anything for a ship. And you're noticing for the most part, no one seems to pay you any mind. Like no one's suspicious of you. Everything seems to check out with them.
I'm going to, with the first mate's occupied driving the fucking ship, right?
Yeah.
Is the captain currently occupied?
No, he doesn't appear to doing anything.
I'm gonna approach him and say, I don't mean to be any trouble, but is there anywhere that my compatriots and I could lay down our things and rest for a bit? We had a bit of a long day.
Yes, of course. I imagine ransacking the castle took a lot out of you. He seems like he doesn't know the details and he's just trying to guess. Yes, Jonesy, he calls, in that dwarf elven girl that was in your lifeboat, Marsh, and Nick will come over and say, Jonesy, show them to their rooms. She'll take you down to below deck. And she takes you all the way down to what you imagine would be the helm if you went down the stairs at the back. Do I have a map? I think I have a map. Let's do it now.
We're gonna sink this boat.
Don't mind the NPC tokens. I didn't have miscellaneous piratey sailor tokens. So these are just people that are aboard the ship. And so your rooms below would be just here, for the funsies of it. And you can tell that this was clearly a storeroom that they've like tacked up some hanging hammocks and stuff, but clearly this was not meant to be like a regular sleeping quarters.
So this is not a ship that regularly takes passengers.
Yeah, that's
at least not ones that get their own room.
It's true. And she's gonna say, so your room is here. It's not glamorous. In fact, it is a storeroom for our goods. And there is crates, like casks strewn about, but they're all held back by like a rope. So, if the waves were to like tumble around in the night, you wouldn't be crushed by things. And there are 5 beds, 5 hammocks total.
Okay.
And she's going to say, there's no key to lock your room, but we did install a deadbolt, if that pleases you. I assure you your valuables are safe here. Rock has personally vetted every man, woman, and Anthony aboard this ship. So they're all good people.
Who's Anthony?
He's the bard. On the off chance you do have any problems, you can go to Rock or the captain. Or anyone, really. We're all here to assist you, great heroes. Yes, great heroes.
Just nod a lot.
The kitchen, we passed just down the hall to the left. The right is where the rest of the crew sleeps. Below deck is additional supplies. While the captain feels for what you're paying us, you should have free reign of the ship while you're here, and you certainly do. But there should be no reason for you to go down below. Do you have any questions?
No, I think we're good. I think we just need to rest for a little bit, if that's all right.
Absolutely. Thank you. And she's gonna like sort of awkwardly bow again before taking off.
I'm gonna close the door and go, what? The bowing is just kind of adorable. I can't bring myself to be mad about it.
Do we bow too, or is that weird?
I don't think we bow too.
Oh, okay. What's our cool fake names?
Well, Naroke is apparently Darwin.
Huh?
I heard a theory about that once.
Ew. So you guys would remember, because this was all given to you many, many moons ago. All 5 of the heroes were explained to you. There was Darwin, the paladin, like the very tall paladin, which is probably why they thought Naroke would seem like the paladin-y type.
I'm a cleric. I'm in full armor, so close enough.
There is a cleric in the heroes called Callan. There is a rogue, halfling rogue that goes by Pervius. There is a druid, a gnome druid that goes by Dizzy, and a human barbarian that goes by Fenris.
No lizard folk in the roster.
No lizard folk artificer.
No. But you
Okay,
definitely noticed that no one seemed surprised. Like the raptor was sort of weird to them, but Marsh wasn't like strange. They just kind of took it at face value.
So the heroes bring tag-alongs.
That's what I
reasonable enough
guess.
basis.
Of the main roster, are there any of them who are human men?
Just the paladin, Darwin.
Okay, so I guess I'm your hired help, Naroke.
I thought I was supposed to be the hired help.
Well, in this situation, you're one of the guys who could actually pass for one of the main members of the Heroes of the Shard, which means that Marsh and I are tag-alongs.
I make stuff. I had to come up with a cool, like, Marsh secret identity. Maybe I'll, like, go by Swamp or something. Yeah, I like the word swamp.
I think the general impression so far is that I'm your hype man, so I think we should keep leaning into that.
Probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
The less I have to answer, probably the better.
So, what are we? Are we just chilling for the ride? I guess. I know we don't really have too many options, but
I think, yeah, we white knuckle this boat trip and get off the ship as soon as possible, and then book it to wherever we gotta be next before anyone catches on.
Well, apparently we're going to Greenspire, which I
Yeah.
think is north.
do we have any business in Greenspire? Should we just try to make our way back to the whatchamacallit?
Black Faults.
Yeah, that place.
Hear a knock at the door. It doesn't open, but it's a knock.
Okay, I will, in my responsibility as hype man, crack the door open a bit.
Okay. And you see this like really, really small, kind of mousy looking human with big glasses who looks she has a very meek kind of aura about her. And she's going to go, "Hello, can I come in?"
We are in the middle of a conversation. What is it you need?
Well, I'm Endress. I'm the guide you've hired. But of course, if you're busy, I can do this another time.
Oh, Endress, of course. Yes. Give me just a moment. And I closed the door again and turned to the group and said, "Okay, so we've hired a guide."
A guide to where?
I don't know. I think we just kind of roll with it.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna open the door again. All right, come on in, Endress.
And she'll kind of come in timid, and she'll give like small bows to each of you.
Again with the bowing.
And she's gonna say like, it's such a pleasure to finally meet you, heroes of the Shard. I've heard many stories, and I must say it is an honor.
Well, it's very nice to meet you too, Endress.
So I don't want to regale you with too much business off the hop. That earthquake seemed rather terrifying. But if you have any questions for me, I'm here to answer. The captain says we're about a week's journey from Greenspire, and then it's my job to guide you to the city of Elderborough. So I'm very happy that you've chosen me to take you along this journey with you.
Now, are there any special insights you've had on Elderborough so far?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So of course, and she's gonna like pull out a bunch of like a book with like paper notes in it and stuff, and she's kind of flipping through. And on the front it says Endress's notes, so you kind of get the feeling that she's kind of scholarly and stuff. And she's gonna say, well, of course, everyone knows Elderborough. The bomb that hit there was of a sort of earth kind of magic, so it's actually flourishing, but in a very dangerous way.
Explain.
So the plants there, they're quite healthy, all the life, the flora and fauna, very vibrant, but quite deadly to those that don't know how to traverse it. I've done a lot of studying. I think I will be perfect to help you along, but yes, the plants are going to be a problem for sure. I've also been studying the best ways into the city. And I think I know a great way to get in that bypasses the majority of the city itself. Sort of like a backdoor entrance through the sewers.
Well, that sounds ideal. Good job, Endress.
And she's gonna just so starstruck that like the supposed hero is telling her good job. She's gonna get like super red in the face and stuff, and
just keep her happy and flustered so she doesn't ask questions.
Yep. I'm just happy that all of my work could lead me to this moment. You do notice, though, despite how happy and flustered she is, she sort of has a green look about her. Like her skin is kind of tinged sort of green, like maybe she's not suited to boat life. And she's gonna say, yes, well, the sooner we can get there, the better. I'm quite starstruck. Actually, I think I'm going to go to my quarters if you don't have anything else for me.
I'll go right ahead. We'll talk more later.
Thank you. And she'll scuttle off with her book in tow.
Okay, I will close the door again, throw the deadbolt, turn back
Yeah.
around, and go, okay, so I guess we're going to that city.
You don't suppose we're getting another artifact, do you?
I would guess that's almost certainly the case, considering that, there's apparently weird tree shit going on.
So we're gonna need fire.
Yeah, probably.
I wanted to ask the guide, but do you think she's tagging along the entire time?
Almost certainly.
Because
As
it's
long as she
like
survives.
I
She
could
seems
probably
sweet. It would be a real shame to have to get rid of her.
Oh, I
can-
agree. I have no intention of offering her unless needed.
I assume I can, kind of keep up this whole shindig for a while, but if it's for a whole nother delve into other ruins, I don't know how much longer I could keep it up.
I think as long as we keep her flustered and in the current fangirl state that she's in, she won't ask too many questions.
Yeah.
My concern, though, is we've already got one set of these artifacts. If we put another one into the same bag, are we causing the problem we set out to solve?
I can put on these gauntlets.
That went so great for you last time, Naroke.
I feel I can do better this time.
I just wonder how far they planned in advance. I assume they didn't commission the entire trip for all the artifacts. I'm hoping this is the last part of the their planned part.
Well, I think if nothing else, they should be delayed on account of we took their boat.
Oh, yeah.
There is that. We did take their boat.
Yeah.
What the?
Under normal circumstances, I'd just say we lead her into town, get her distracted, and then leave and just abandon her. But sounds like we might actually need her to get at the other artifact.
I don't know too much about trees while they're still alive, or maybe I do. I don't know. I kind of one thing I'm curious about is it sounded like if we were a couple days early, that means that the original group was probably only a couple days behind us. I assume, or maybe they weren't. They were somewhere else.
Don't like the sound of that. By the way, DM, can I do a check to make sure that nobody's eavesdropping on this conversation?
Oh, absolutely.
Just open the door.
There's the captain standing right there with a cup to the door.
What would that be?
I have perception or investigation.
Yeah, let's
probably.
do just give me a perception.
Okay. 15.
Yeah. You when you heard Endress leave, you didn't hear any signs of anyone else coming up, and you are very, very certain like there's no one around. And that kind of tracks, because while she's flustered and just like starstruck with you guys, everybody else seems to act like they're in the presence of like royalty, but they're not clamoring to be around you. Nor do they seem suspicious of you in any way.
Okay, so we stay out of their way, they'll stay out of ours, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, almost like this is a transport ship that is somehow taking on like really fancy people, and they're just not used to it at all.
From the sounds of it, we paid them a whole lot of coin.
I like the sound that we could just we once we arrive, we could just leave this ship and then not have to worry about having to keep up this whole hero act, except for the one guide, of course, though.
Yeah, if she can get us into Elderborough, then it might be good to, once we arrive there, be like, thank you for the guide in, head out, and we will meet you back in town, and then just never show up. Alternatively, there are many other ways in which we could distract her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Though they did mention something about a bard.
Which we
Anthony.
haven't seen him yet.
I haven't heard of
Don't know
him
what he's
either.
up to.
Yeah, usually you can hear a bard for a while before you actually see them.
Yeah, if their eagle doesn't walk into the room 6 feet before them, are they really a good bard?
Hmm.
Well, I guess.
I think we keep our heads down for 7 days.
Yeah,
Say as little as possible.
I could probably stay in this room for a week.
Yeah, let our fake reputations precede us, and we'll just white knuckle through the next 7 days.
Do you think they have much booze on this boat?
It's a sailing ship. I'm gonna go with yes. There's nothing else to do.
Booze and gamble. I got a week. Got it.
Yep.
Money.
Although,
You are supposed to be a paladin, though.
Depends on the
yeah,
type of paladin.
I don't know what oaths he's sworn.
Yeah, DM, do we know what oath that paladin is? Is
No
it of the
idea.
kind that wouldn't be drinking and gambling for the next 7 days?
Yeah, you don't know.
Fuck.
And if you had to place a bet, you don't think anyone on the ship knows either.
Okay. So I guess I would say exercise your best judgment, but
It's kind of a.
I think I can probably get away with gambling. I think gonna need the two of you to procure me beverages.
I think if you drink with them, they'll like you more.
I remember before, did we got some scrolls? We used one of them. Do we remember what the other scrolls were?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Sorry, let me find the past notes. But yes, you would know.
Yeah,
what
we
those
had.
are.
Oh, come on. Well, D12.
Pages.
A
I think I
scroll
wrote.
of Circle of Power and a scroll of Fireball. So if all else fails, we can burn the ship down.
If all else fails, we cast Circle of Power, stand inside it, and then cast Fireball.
Yeah, circle of power. You use Featherfall, Fireball. You have bag of very small gems, pouch of feathers, generic, like handcuffs.
Forgot about those.
There's handcuffs in there,
Yep.
and then the proto bag of hole ding, and the hole was spelled HOLE.
Oh, you didn't
like
tell us that.
Yeah.
I don't like the story that tells.
Well, it did say "do not use."
But I now need to update the description of my bag.
Oh,
So is it
circle.
hole-ding?
Yes.
I didn't realize how much Circle of Power has.
There's some oof.
Yeah, that's why I said we cast it. We stand inside of it, and then we cast Fireball on the rest of the ship.
Murder everyone. Do you guys know how to drive a ship?
We do not.
I wanted to see if I could copy Fireball down, but not quite yet. So if we don't blow up the ship, I've got a good use for that scroll.
Okay. I will try not to burn down the ship.
But I mean, if we have to use it, I understand. We're in quite a pickle.
Actually, all things considered, we know that I can survive at least a turn with those gloves on, and the gloves boost fire abilities.
Oh, boy.
Slap a glove on and blow the ship and everything in the next 3-kilometer radius to Kingdom Come.
Make sure we're close to shore when you do that, please.
I would
don't
like
feel
to
dying
live
at
too.
sea.
How did you get to this tangent of blow up the ship?
Because Marsh asked what scrolls we had, and one of them was Fireball.
I was looking to potentially learn some spells, but it also makes a wonderful backup. So
We have a plan in case shit goes south.
The plan is always Fireball. Just
Always Fireball.
Run.
Just Fireball.
Listen, Mel, you told us to write scoundrel characters.
Yeah. No, this is true. In fact, I actually goofed and I got caught up with the doppelganger encounter that I forgot to be like, these are the scrolls you have. Because I was picturing that fight going differently and you maybe needing use of circle of power and a fireball.
Except the thing is, the person who had the circle's power scroll was me, and I was in the mirror.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
You also didn't give them any of my abilities, so...
No, because it's just a doppelganger.
Yeah.
Doesn't get those.
Actually, when
Hit
did I
him
learn
with a
heat
stick
metal?
until he went away.
Okay. I wrote down the spells so we don't forget, but I assume they're still on your inventory. Naroke.
Yeah, they're in my stuff.
Okay. Well,
So Jonesy mentioned you have free reign of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
It is, I'd say, like, you're coming into the late afternoon by now.
All right. I'm mostly gonna hang out below decks because sea spray is really bad for my hair. And my
What must
skin
be-
now that I think about it.
Naroke doesn't have to worry about that. Naroke is bald.
I might try to take up fishing if I get super bored. I could probably craft a fishing rod, so I'm gonna start crafting a fishing rod, I guess.
And this is how we discovered the fishing mini game.
It sounded like there was just junk around. You said there was a couple barrels in the room, right?
Yeah, it looks almost like they tried to clean this place for your arrival, and just kind of tuck everything into a corner, like they weren't expecting to have to house 5 extra bodies, 3.5 now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's almost like a shine to this part of the boat that the rest of it didn't have.
I try to give one of the barrels just like a push to see if it's filled with anything.
You can easily find an empty barrel for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just.
They were expecting 5 initially.
I mean, yeah, there's 5 hammocks. I think the old raptor can use one of them. We still have 1 extra too.
Raptor and a hammock.
Well, we might need 2 for Naroke.
Double tie them together.
One for his head and one for his feet.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Naroke's just gonna take a couple of the crates and kind of like try and like tie them underneath the hammock because he doesn't trust that he's not gonna go through the hammock when he lays down on it.
It's probably for the best. You're noticing that these are like not small hammocks, but they're maybe not Naroke-sized hammocks. Like they weren't expecting a Goliath.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna take one of those empty barrels and just keep myself occupied trying to make a fishing rod out of a barrel. It might not make any sense, but whatever, I'll try.
Yeah, no, definitely. And since there's no time crunch on that you it takes time, but I'll let you make a friggin' fishing line or a fishing hook out of it. I think that adds up.
Yeah. Cool.
So with the rest of the day, though, there is a kitchen if you guys were feeling hungry. Or you can hold up for the rest of the day here if you want.
Considering the time of day, probably go and get something to eat before heading back to the room. Also, Marsh, can you identify stuff yet?
Oh, damn, can I?
We don't have a pearl yet.
Yeah, I think the
shit.
biggest problem is...
Yeah, we need that 50 GP pearl.
Yeah, okay. Because I still got an unidentified amulet in my bag. I'm curious what it does, but it's not immediately pressing.
Actually, Mel, quick question.
Yes.
Just to clarify, because when I originally got the bag of holding,
Yes.
I put the stuff that I found on the table inside the bag of holding.
Yes.
Everything's still fine inside?
Odds or evens?
We're going to go with evens.
Yeah, everything's in there.
Sweet.
Checks out. And for the record, it looks like an intact bag. It looks like a perfectly swell bag of holding.
Sure does do its job.
Doing what it says it does.
Important question, is that the bag that we've got the gauntlets in, or are those
No.
in
No, those are in
Marsh's bag?
Marsh's bag of holding.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I think I've got the gauntlets, some marsh stuff, and a bunch of books in mine. I think like the books was gonna be like a cover story, but it looks like we don't need to do that. So now I just have a bunch of books and torches.
And torches. And like tapestries of Belferia.
Actually,
Oh yeah.
yeah, you have a bunch of tapestry in there, part of a carpet. Naroke's gonna take the scrolls and all the other things out of the bag of holding, and while Marsh is fishing, Naroke is gonna try and like tie like a rope around the bag and like try and see if he can like fill it up with water. Like he's essentially like trying to use it like a net and trying just trolling along to try and catch a fish.
I'm really down for this idea.
I think I'm watching this just because I gotta find out what happens.
Okay, so Marsh, at some point when you come up with your ramshackle fishing rods, one of the humans, you can't tell if it's Vince or Vinny, comes up and says, we got our own, right? But you're welcome to that, I suppose.
Oh, I just figured I wouldn't be a bother and I'd just make my own.
Oh, wow, you hero types sure are resourceful. And he's gonna walk away and then remember that he didn't bow and kind of like turn back and like hastily bow before.
Every time they bow, I like almost bow back and then I don't, but it every time.
And Naroke, so you're just tying a rope to the bag and trying to
basically just taking it, just like boop, so holding on to the rope and just like dragging it along and see if when I pull it up there's anything other than just water inside, and also how much water.
Floofy kitty. Okay. Yeah. So you garner some attention doing that because like people see like Marsh getting ready to fish and no one thinks too much of it, but then they see you lowering this like leather kind of bag in, and they don't stop working necessarily, but they're keeping an eye out on you. Like, what's this cool new thing that this cool hero type is going to teach us? And yeah, so you have to hold on pretty tight. There's some resistance. You gotta like definitely keep a good hold on it as it drags in the water.
Yeah, I imagine I'd have like the rope wrapped around my wrist and hand. Just make sure I've got a good grip on it.
I'm sure anyone who's ever tried to move a full aquarium is going to realize how heavy that bag is after only a few seconds.
Except the thing is, the great thing about it though, the bag of holding doesn't change in weight.
But this might not be a bag of holding.
That's why I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, I freaking love that you're trying to science experiment the crap out of this.
I am QA, it's what I do.
So so it's the initial like strain, and it's kind of uncomfortable, and then you're adjusting your grip on the rope and stuff, so it's not just like pulling at your flesh or whatever. And it just feels like a heavy bag you're dragging. At one point, for like a weird instant, it almost feels like it's lighter, but then as quick as that comes, it's gone. And you're just dragging this bag in the water.
Okay, after I feel like it gets lighter and like feel like I'm gonna roll, like basically just whining around the arm, pulling it back up onto the boat.
Yeah, definitely. I imagine you want to know what's inside.
Yep.
Lots of water.
I'm expecting lots of water. But...
It's definitely, as you look in, there's like the shimmer of water, odds and evens, or evens.
Let's go with odds this time.
Just some clear water looking back at you. Yeah.
Okay,
and as you hold it up, it's dripping, but that's because the bag itself is wet. It doesn't seem to be leaking.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna take the bag and like dumping it back out over the edge. How long is it pouring this out?
I try to keep an eye if any fish come out of the bag, and I'll try to grab it.
That's amazing.
Well, like based on like the size of the bag itself in comparison to how much water is coming out, like how much?
Yeah. Okay, so the great thing about this is like you're standing there and you're like I imagine you're trying to do it kind of slowly so you can like count.
Yeah. Like not count, but like just like get like a general idea of like this is about how much water is coming out.
Definitely. So you would be pouring for about a minute before all the water is done. And Marsh, odds or evens?
Odds.
Odds. Yeah, just some smooth, nice water coming out.
Oh, I was hoping for like a mackerel.
Holy mackerel!
Jeez.
Are mackerel a saltwater fish? I don't know enough about fish.
Oh yeah, I don't know either. I could be
Yep,
wrong.
no, I don't either.
Probably a horse mackerel.
What do they do in Animal Crossing? No, just kidding.
Is that the only experiment you want to do with the bag?
I'm gonna do it a second time just to see if consistency.
All right.
Repeatable results.
And as you lower the bag in, there's that same sort of like tug on your flesh and stuff as you're letting it drag for water.
And this time, like I'm watching for like when there's that like moment of lightness, and I want to pull up at it immediately at that point.
At that point, okay, cool.
Also, yes, mackerel is a saltwater fish.
Okay.
Huh.
Sweet, good job. Marsh, you feel a tug at your line.
Ooh.
Can I get you to roll me a strength check?
Fishing minigame.
I have to roll it at just the right time.
And then spam A.
3.
3. Okay. So.
Why did I take up fishing?
At least it wasn't the nat 1, and you end up diving in after the fish.
Yeah, no, that'd be terrible. Nick, where are you in all of this? Let's say if you guys are at the side of the boat.
If they're doing this from the main deck, is there like a stern castle? Like
A what now?
raised area at the back of the boat?
Oh yeah, sorry, of course there is. Yeah,
so
this
probably watching from up there.
Okay. This croc section here of like rooms and stuff is just to show that like the captain quarters, that there's stuff here, but this is raised up much like the front of the boat, and you can watch from there. Okay, so you're not there to like help Marsh out, but Marsh, it definitely tugs away from you, and while it doesn't pull you in, it sends you careening into the side of the boat, and it's very uncomfortable.
Now.
I need you to make me one more strength check.
8.
And as you kind of right yourself and you know get the breath back in you, your line suddenly feels very light.
Aw,
Vicious.
I lost it?
Lost the fish.
Could maybe try jumping in and getting it.
You didn't push A, B down when you hooked it on the line.
Please don't go man overboard in search of a fish.
No, that's foolish.
But it got away.
It was the one.
No, I don't think I'm. I don't think I'll jump overboard just to try to catch a fish. I'll just keep going and keep fishing.
Naroke, you again. It's kind of just steady and tight and heavy, and then there's a split second of like it almost feels like the slightest bit lighter. Haul it up. Yep. It some water sloshes out as you're hauling it up, but same as before, you got this full bag of holding. What you gonna do?
So is it currently just water in it again?
Oh yeah, you know what? You're looking in. Odds or evens?
Odds.
Odds. Just looks to be like a clear bag of water.
Pour it back out. See if it's about the same amount as the first time.
Okay. A minute passes by before it appears to be empty.
Important question: are you pouring it out into the ocean or onto the deck?
Out into the ocean.
I just assumed, but that's a good point.
It's just like bringing up bags, dump it on the deck.
Second time you dump a minute's worth of water on the deck, someone's gonna tell you to go fuck yourself.
But would they? Or would they just be like, "Oh no, guess we gotta let it happen"?
It's like maybe this is some weird paladin oath.
Maybe he's meditating.
Are you? And in comparison to the size of the bag, how much, like, volume-wise, approximately, like, how much would I assume? Like, is this like 10 times the size of the bag, 100 times the size of the bag?
You're thinking like 50 times the size of the bag. Like the amount of water that was in there seems almost outrageous.
Okay.
Like there was a lot of water. I was standing here for a really long time, and that does not add up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Marsh, do you want
Naroke's satisfied that it is a bag of holding.
Trust
I
it.
like to think the tag is still on.
Oh, 100%.
Just like
Do not use.
Just a little soggy. Marsh, are you wanting to try fishing one more time?
Yeah, I'll do it one more time.
Okay.
Then I'll call it good for the day.
All right.
If Marsh starts getting dragged towards the edge of the boat again by another guppy, Naroke will grab onto him and try and help holding on.
Well, perfect.
Teamwork.
So the one isn't so bad.
Hey.
It takes a while, but eventually you feel kind of a snag on the line, and I'll need a strength check from you, please.
Will this be with advantage because I'm helping out? Oh, no, he doesn't need it.
16.
Oh yeah, all right. So it feels heavier than before, and it's kind of a pain, but it doesn't like catch you off guard the way the last fish did because you are prepared for it.
Hey.
So you get a good snag on it. You kind of tug up to get the hook, seated properly, and I need one more strength check from you.
Oh, I guess before I do this one, so yeah, do we get the advantage with Naroke's help, or
is Naroke going to help you reel it in, or is he just there to stop you from like falling in the water?
what do you want, Naroke?
I'll help if he seems to be struggling.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
just the
regular.
backup. What could have been?
All right.
Oh, that's a 2.
So that gutless fish just suddenly finds it within him and tries to like hightail it back in the opposite direction, and it sends you like sprawling forward. But luckily, Naroke was there to intervene. Naroke, can you make me a strength check, please?
How's that for you?
Yeah. All right.
Did he pull me with the fish?
That thing, yeah, you betcha. So he grabs you, kind of like wraps around your shoulders. His left hand is kind of like on your tummy, and his right hand is on the fishing rod, and he's gonna pull both you and the fish back and on the deck.
Yeah, I imagine like as I'm like seeing like Marsh like starting to lurch forward, just like grab on and just like turn around, just holding on to like the fishing rod still in front of Marsh, just turn around and start walking back away from the edge of the boat.
You got to give that on that nice double crit there.
The double nat 20.
Can't argue with that. Congratulations, both. I'm going to give this to Naroke and Marsh. You have successfully caught a fish. It lands on the deck and it's flopping around. It is a bright orange fish. Do you guys know what a pike looks like? Kind of
Yes.
long.
Vaguely.
Yeah, it's long, not super slender. But the coloring on this is like a goldfish, but definitely not goldfish body.
How big is it?
We're gonna say like the fishermen's always kind of exaggerate a little, but we're going for like 2.5 feet.
Okay, it's like because if we're doing it was this big for Naroke, that's a really big.
Yeah, no, it's not Naroke arm length big. And the first thing you notice after, I guess the second thing, because the color and size, whatever, it's big, it's orange. It has 3 eyes.
Gross.
Like, is the other one like in the middle?
Yeah,
or...
exactly. It's got 3 kind of not super bulbous, but fairly pronounced for a fish, bigger than a normal fish set of eyes. And there's 3 of them.
I'm just gonna assume this is what ocean fish look like.
I mean, you're probably not wrong.
Should we like hit it in the head or something?
I don't know.
So
it's your fish.
Okay. I'll try to quaintly put the fish out of its misery. Assuming that's how fishing works.
Take the head off.
Yeah. Just roll me a performance check.
A performance check, okay.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah. All right. So, do you want to do what? You got a scimitar? What's your weapon?
Yeah, it's a scimitar. Yeah.
Do you wanna use that or like the blunt of the handle? How?
No, let's use the blood of the handle.
All right, great. Yeah, you give it a good thunk, and it's only a moment or two of like flapping on the deck before it stops flapping at all. And Fellerock, who has since come down from taking the helm and the captain's now steering, is gonna kind of like look at it and be like, "Oh, that's a good haul there. Do you want to take that over to Mickey in the kitchens?"
Oh, cool. I was gonna cut this up myself, but if someone else wants to do that instead, sure.
He's gonna be like, "Oh, I don't want to assume. You're free to do whatever you want there. Certainly, don't have to listen to this old chum."
I'll take it to the kitchen and see what happens, and I'll just pick it up and just start heading to the kitchen with it.
He bows as you leave.
Between you and me, I think I'd rather the cook deal with the fish.
Certainly better than lighting a fire on the deck to try and cook it.
Which I would not put past Marsh.
Yes.
Or Naroke, for that matter. It's like big ass fire in the middle of it. It was like, we're on the water. What could go wrong?
Nick, are you hanging out here still?
Yeah, I'm mostly taking in the sea air for a bit, but having sensed that the spectacle is over, I'm probably gonna go back to the room.
So Marsh, you're heading down to the kitchens.
Yep.
It's easy enough to find. It's not a very big boat. You have to pass it the kitchens to get to your quarters, anyways. And the kitchens themselves, the room with the tables and benches, not very big. There's only about 3 tables, chairs around them, benches around them, and then there is like a tall table, kind of like a standalone bar off on the one end, with a small set of doors that you can't see behind. They're currently closed, and you imagine that's where the cook is actually doing all the prep work and stuff.
Should I just walk in? No, I'll just kind of say hello.
Moment or two goes by, and you hear kind of some footfalls and shuffling, and out walks this just beautiful elven man. No doves kind of fly from the doors around him, but you get a feeling they should.
Of course you don't see doves flying out from around, and he's the cook. He's already cooked, and he's already defeathered and cooked them. That is lunch.
So the first thing you notice, he's very shiny. Like his long hair is kind of folded up into like a hairnet, but it's bedazzled. Like where the nets meet, there's like a little jewel.
That's a lot of jewels.
His white apron, weirdly pristine. Like he is immaculately clean for someone that you imagine guts fish each day and is cooking and stuff. Like he just looks beautiful.
Don't trust a clean cook.
I'll just kind of say, it's like, hey, if you've got a moment, do you want to help me prep this fish? As I just kind of hold it up, hiding behind the fish a bit.
He'll reach out and he'll take it and set it down on sort of the bar area in front of him and be like, "Not a bad catch. Who are you?"
My name's Swamp.
Swamp.
Yeah,
all right.
Because I'm from the swamp.
Mistakes were made.
I suppose that's very imaginative of your parents.
Yes.
Swamp, I imagine you are our new guest. Am I preparing this for you, or is this communal, Swamp?
I look at the fish. What do you think? It's big enough for a communal fish?
I'm just wondering if I add it to the stew I have, or if you want me to whip you up something right quick. I am at your disposal, I'm told.
You know what? Let's share it with everyone. Can I keep the bones though?
Of course.
Thank you.
And then he's gonna like rummage behind the little bar kind of stand there, and like big cleaver in hand, and like one big whack takes off the head, shoves it off to the side to this little bucket, and he's gonna pull out this long like immaculate blade and just expertly fillet this fish, spine
try-
up.
I'm trying to watch and learn, but I probably will never be as good.
Fair enough. And there's like he's also working to descale it as well as debone it, bones and scales going into this bucket off the side. And he's getting like splattered with like fish juices and stuff. He's not super like gross and crazy about it, but some, ick is getting on his apron. And when you see him look down and kind of notice it, he sort of snaps his fingers and prestidigitates it all away.
The secret ingredient. I get it.
And then he's got just some perfectly filleted fish on the counter there, and he's gonna reach down and grab the kind of the chum bone bucket and like confusedly offer it to you.
Yeah, I just take it up, not with like no delay. As I'm holding this bucket, it's like, I have to, for my own curiosity, do the fish around these parts normally have 3 eyes? As I just kind of like pick up the head, it's kind of smelly, and I just kind of like look at its 3 eyes. Is that normal?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I nod and turn around and leave, and I just take that bucket to my room.
So when you turn around, you have come face to face. Is anyone else in the in the kitchen?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
This
you
is
are
Marsh's
face to
kerfuffle.
face.
Or Swamp's kerfuffle.
Like bucket first, knocking into this like really lanky, pasty human. He's a bit on the shorter side, like kind of 5'5". He's got really curly fire red hair and freckles all over his body, and just this big ass grin on his face. And he's got a lute kind of strapped to his back.
Uh-oh.
I snap my fingers a little bit. I'm just like, Anthony?
Oh, I see you heard of me.
Yeah, I think it was the captain mentioned you. Don't actually remember if it was the captain.
Don't think he would. He hates me.
Oh,
I
Why
was
did he-
eavesdropping. I heard your swamp. And he's gonna like reach out to shake your hand.
yeah. I just kind of like wipe my hand a little bit and then just shake it.
Like, Swamp, do you want to hear a tune?
Think about
He's
it.
like,
Sure.
all right. And he's gonna jump up on a table and start dancing and like playing the hell out of this lute, and it is awful. Like his lute playing is like sublime, but the songs he's singing are like really weirdly inappropriate, and just like the rhyming's bad. And then when the rhyming's good, it's really weird, and they're not songs that even the memory that you should know,
Is there like, are they like even like telling like a story or anything? Or...
Not that you can follow along. Like Naroke maybe could follow along with the way this is going. And it's hard to hear. When you look back, Mickey is gone. You presume behind the doors with the fish. But you hear a muffled, "Shut the hell up," from the kitchen.
I just gotta say, it's like, hey, that was pretty good. Where'd you learn?
You learn by doing, you learn by seeing, you learn by tasting.
Tasting. Yeah, I get that.
Taste the music.
I just gotta take one of the bones and start chewing on it. It's like, so, why do they keep Bart around?
Well, it gets lonely on a ship here. They didn't ask me to stick around, but I know they love me in their hearts.
He's a stowaway. Got it.
You should you should share one of your songs with my friends. I bet they'd love to hear it too. Out of character, I was about to say you should go give a song to Dominic, and I'm like, wait a second, that information hasn't been sent yet.
He's gonna just never stop smiling and be like, well, send them over if you think they'd like a tune.
I look at the table and it's like, do you normally work?
Oh yeah, for sure. I love to help out the crew with the sailing and the hauling and the heaving. You get a sense he doesn't know what goes on a boat.
Neither do I. Well, I'm gonna just take this stew and attend my business. So I'll probably catch you around.
A bucket of chum a stew.
He's gonna wave you off and be like, "The pleasure's all mine, friend." And then he's gonna hop back up on a table and just like keep looting it up. You do notice he doesn't bow.
Well, that actually probably makes me more comfortable than anything. I just kind of like kind of nodded him. It's just like, keep it up, and then I go back in my room.
Gives you a thumbs up before like continuing to loot on.
I imagine Naroke sitting in the room as you walk in with your bucket of stew.
Howdy, you hear the good tunes?
Nope.
Okay.
Nick is probably also in the room.
Met Anthony. Seems like a cool guy. Just kind of go on the one side of the room, kind of sit down and start like cleaning off some of these bones.
You think you could do that somewhere where the smell won't linger?
Oh, you can smell it? Oh, I forget sometimes. I'll just go hang out with Anthony, and I just kind of I kind of will grab the pot, go outside, and I guess I'll just kind of take a chair near Anthony and clean bones while he's playing his not great music.
Okay, he doesn't seem concerned by like the smell or what you're doing, and he's just trying to narrate and like sing a song about you cleaning bones.
I try to jam with it. I try to like nod my big old head to the beat.
Great.
I'm not.
Can we get Anthony to give a performance check to see how badly this song is being done?
Oh man, wouldn't he love to do that? I actually have stats for this boy. Hang on. I didn't think I'd be rolling anything for him, if I'm being honest. Oh, you know what? He did really well.
I am his inspiration, apparently.
Yeah. Like, he found a muse in you.
Yeah, Swamp is his muse.
Oh. Singing about fish, chum stew, and deboning.
I think all my encouragement's getting to him. I think he just needed some positive reinforcement.
And as you're cleaning bones and stuff, occasionally some of the crewmates that you recognize come in. They kind of like look at Anthony because he's singing a rather weird song, narrating what you're doing, but none of them seem really surprised by it. And they go up and call for Mickey and stuff and see what they can snag for food. And they're coming and going. Yeah, it's getting to late evening by this point.
Nora's probably gonna take a nap.
Okay.
Yeah, once I'm done hanging out with Anthony, I'll head back in the room.
Yeah, it's probably Betty Bye for Nick too.
Right.
I am gonna throw the deadbolt once everybody's in the room.
Okay.
Also, I still have those wind chimes of alarm, so I'm gonna set those up.
Nice. Are you
Is the inside of our room gonna have any
outside?
wind to create or to set them off?
Oh, good point.
I suppose you could just hang them in front of the door, so in the event that the door opens, it's gonna hit them and go ding-a-ling.
Just normal wind chimes.
Yeah, I guess I'll just set them up so that if the door opens, it goes ding.
Yeah, like a storefront. Yeah, that works.
Granted, I'm pretty sure we'd probably hear the deadbolt breaking too, but
Also that.
better safe than sorry.
In case they have a big magnet.
Luckily, I always carry this giant magnet around.
Okay, well, you hear, some hooting and hollering as the evening wanes on. It just sounds like people are having a good time in the kitchen hall. You hear a cheer ring out, like a collective, like, huzzah, whatever. And then, I'd say an hour after you retired, can you guys roll me perception checks?
16?
11.
All right. So Naroke and Marsh, you guys are, sleeping away, unbothered by the troubles of the world. Nick, you hear like the sound of something being slid under your door.
I will sit up, and I'm human, so I don't have dark vision, but I will squint at the door.
With what little light is kind of bleeding through, because there's not a lot. It's pretty dark down here, but it seems like someone has a torch up every so often down the hallway. What little light there is, it looks like there's a square sort of package Not like package as in thick package or something, but
Like a letter?
like a letter. Yeah.
An envelope.
Okay, I will carefully creep over. And I will prod it first with the cane to make sure that it's not explosive.
Suddenly explosive rune.
Does not
To make sure
explode.
it doesn't say I cast I memorized explosive runes this morning on it.
Note to self.
Yeah, nope. Just a blank looking letter.
All right, I'll open it.
Okay. Dark. Probably can't read it.
I will go over and nudge Naroke.
Is it morning yet?
It is not. However, I need light. Somebody left us a note.
I'm gonna get up. And I'm gonna tip open the chest because I don't think we've actually learned the off word for any of these torches. So I just open up the lid of the chest, and then just the room lights up with the purple glow.
You took some of my torches, you monster. And
No,
then
I took 12, or no, how many did I take? Because I took some of myself.
Pull them off the wall.
How many of those? did
No, I just forgot you took some yourself.
Would the
That's
light
all
wake
good.
you up, Marsh?
I took 3, so it's not like
Okay.
going to brighten up the entire room as if we opened up Marsh's bag, but there's definitely a glow.
So it's not like we opened the Ark of the Covenant.
No, we were
I-
not about to have our eyes burned out and all that kind of stuff.
I wake up from the light, and then I get a little bit sad that Naroke also took torches, and then I just look at my bag of holding, and then just nod.
All right, and by the light of the torches of Everburn, you can read. Right away, you can tell it's from Endress because in big letters at the bottom, there's a bunch of hearts and the name Endress, and it's just a letter saying how honored she is and how she can't believe her life's work has led her to this, and she thought that her dead-end job at the university wasn't going anywhere, and it's just a fan letter
Oh boy.
to you guys.
Insight check on the fan letter. I know thieves can't. Is there thieves can't in this fan letter?
No, it is honest to goodness a cringy, just letter from Endress.
Man, I really hope we don't have to kill her.
Would it be better than her learning the truth?
No?
I don't know. I feel so bad to disappoint if she ever figures it out.
Worse than if you had to murder her?
You know, I didn't think this through in my head before I said it out loud. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to bed.
Go back to bed, Marsh.
It's Swamp. Lest
Oh,
Anthony
yeah.
beats it. He's
Swamp.
listening in.
Yeah, I gotta remember to write that down. Did you give a fake name yet, or a name at all?
I
Nick?
have not.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
I was
Yeah,
given a name.
You were given a name.
We'll
Doll.
see how long I can do without one.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, the rest of your night goes by uneventfully. No knocks, nobody trying to get in. Everyone seems to leave you alone. Even the ruckus in the kitchen hall dies down at a somewhat respectable sort of hour, and it's kind of muted anyways. And yeah, morning approaches.
So why were you waking me up at some ridiculous hour for light?
I figured somebody had just slid some blackmail under our door or something.
Again?
Like, what do you mean again? What's the first time you're thinking about?
I don't know, I feel like this has probably happened to at least one of us before.
I mean, it has, yes. Usually it's me sliding the letter under the door, though.
You haven't been on the receiving end.
No, you can remember.
That I can remember.
But then again, you also forgot you were married, so...
I
Really?
did forget. Married and divorced.
Yeah.
to the same person?
That's usually how that works.
You
I don't
can't
know.
marry one person and then divorce another person.
No, but you could divorce someone and then get married again.
But you'd have to get married in the first place to get divorced.
Oh, true. I don't know. I was just thinking, it's like, what if you forgot your first marriage?
What?
Marsh is gonna grab his fishing rod and start the day with another big fish.
Oh boy.
Mickey's gonna love you. Okay, so I imagine you're going up.
Yeah, Marsh sees himself out.
Well, the crew, it's not a big crew. There's about 10 people hustling on the deck right now. Same as before. You notice some like ruckus up in the crow's nest, and you see like some bright like gray fur kind of scuttling about up there. But for the most part, everyone just pays you no mind.
Um,
I'm probably also gonna head up there because I'm not wild about leaving Marsh unattended.
Naroke's probably gonna chill out in the room for a while.
Okay. More than welcome to chill out. So I guess Nick, you when you get up to the top, Marsh Swamp, you're just fishing.
Marsh. Yeah, no, might as well get some more fish bones. Never know when they'll come in handy.
Yeah, so it's pretty smooth sailings. The sun is not very high in the sky yet, but it seems really nice. It's kind of refreshing to be away from the blight haze that you were so used to. I believe you still have potion left. You made it with, I want to say 2 days to spare.
Yeah, I think we had 2 left, something around
Double check.
that.
Important question, Marsh. How are you cleaning these bones?
Just with a, something I'd find around the ship that looks like a rag.
See, I was
Okay, so
picturing.
You're not like putting them in a maceration tank or anything.
That's a thing Marsh knows about, for sure.
See,
So
when
you're
Marsh
saying
said,
is this
oh, go ahead.
there's probably like a lot of fish meat still stuck to these bones.
I mean, that's the part I'm focusing on, is trying to separate the meat from the bones.
Yeah, but like there's gonna be like bits you can't get off with a rag. A maceration tank is a great big thing of water that you put the bones in, and then ideally the meat eventually just rots off the bone and floats to the top of the tank. But if you really want to get those bones clean, you have to stick them in with the beetles.
See, when Marsh was saying that he was cleaning the bones, I was quite literally imagining him just sitting there with like the fish bone and just like biting and like pulling the meat off the bones with his teeth.
I mean, you could, right?
I mean...
Turn Marsh
I
into
think...
the beetle.
I'm just saying your bag of holding's gonna start to smell, dude.
Oh, I'm making sure not to keep the fish bones in the bag of holding, because that's
Okay.
that's a puncture risk.
Okay, so your other bag is gonna start to smell too.
Also, he doesn't want to put those in with the tapestries.
Yeah, no, it's like sharp objects in the bag of holding. That's bad.
But I don't think fish bones are hard enough to puncture the bag of holding.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, come
No.
on. What's the chances that the fish smell attracts something that is bad?
No, I'm worried about the fish smell unattracting me as a person.
Opposite effect.
Or our guide.
Or any right-thinking person.
I'll figure something out. Maybe I can ask the wizard chef to use his cleaning magic on it if it gets really tough. Can you clean my fish bone?
Yeah, I'm sure if you asked him, he would probably do it. Yes, Marsh, you're definitely able to catch. I'd say you probably catch 2 fish, having the know-how and success from a previous day. And as you're about just going, trying to kill time, you hear the captain, Nick and Marsh, talk about needing to dock in Falkreath in a couple days to offload goods and stuff. So they're just talking about port plans in another town before taking you to Greenspire. They're not telling you this, they're just like talking out loud, not like whispers, like they're trying to hide it, but like they're just discussing Captain the First Mate, you know, how the journey's gonna look. But all around, they pay you no mind. So you guys are free to try and chum up with them or ignore them for the most part. Is your plan ignoring?
I think the plan is they leave us alone and we leave them alone.
I think I wouldn't mind, like, if I have, like, if the opportunity comes up chatting with Anthony. I
Oh,
can...
God.
I think, I don't know, I imagine, Marsh feels a bit more comfortable with him than the rest of the crew, so...
Yeah, if you want to keep a schedule of, like, bringing fish to Mickey and then having Anthony sing about you cleaning fish and stuff.
I like to imagine we get new material than that, but no, I'm still cool hanging out with him.
Okay, yeah, cool. All right.
I'm not so sure whether Anthony would end up getting any new material.
I can't
do an
tell him.
insight check on Anthony to make sure he's just as much of a joke as he appears to be.
Sure can.
That's a 12.
That's a 12. All right, so like he seems like that typical just like weirdo, but you do get a sense that he doesn't let on as much as he knows.
That's just what Dominic wanted to hear.
Yeah, we're letting Marsh hang out with this guy, huh?
Let's see, I gotta think of more, like, I really want to tell him stories, but I really know I shouldn't. I'm really torn. It's a constant battle in Marsh's head.
Oh, and Anthony, like the chummy, friendly guy that he is, like won't be like asking you to spill your guts and like tell your secrets, but he'll be, you know, asking questions about like how was the castle and what were some cool things you saw. Like he would definitely be asking you because he's vaguely aware, just as everyone else is, that you guys were coming from a castle.
Make sure to pass by in the hallway and give Marsh a glare as I go.
As I'm just whispering to myself quietly, which you can hear. Should I show him the tapestry? Oh, okay. No tapestry. I actually try to get Anthony to speak more about him instead of me, because I don't know why talking about the castle is a bad idea. I just have a gut feeling it is. So I just actually will try to get Anthony to share more of his previous stories.
Yeah, he'd be happy to regale you. You'd learn that he has been a part of this shipping vessel for about a year now, and he refers to it as like a wonderful year, but he doesn't think the rest of the crew sees it that way. Until he joined the crew, though, he was just like a wandering bard, you know, looking for his place in the world, and he found it on the sea. Yeah.
I imagine like every time they pull into port, they're like locking him in a crate and throwing him onto the like dock and like trying to pawn him off onto some poor person in the city, and then he keeps getting out and finding his way back to the ship.
Amazing. I don't know. You guys haven't asked anyone about Anthony, what his deal is.
I haven't met Anthony yet.
I think what I will mention is when he's like, oh, he's just trying to find himself. Marsh will be like, I know the feeling. I'm trying to find myself too, you know.
He's gonna be like, tight, bro, tight. Play away on his lute.
Oh God! Really... I've been in this basement with this much weed.
Yeah, so you know, I'd say like two days ago, kind of by then, you guys are probably getting a little stir crazy since you're just trying to keep your head low and stay ducked out of the way.
How many letters have we gotten from Endress?
She only sent you the one letter in the night
So far.
so far.
In the night.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of creepy, actually.
This is how you like you reminded us of the letter. Letter itself not as creepy as until you called it the letter of the night.
Letter of the night. Yep. So yeah, you're on day 3 of traveling on the Highland Blush, and Nick, you recall hearing the captain and first mate Fellerrock just talking about needing to stop off at a little town to offload supplies and stuff, but they were going to port for a bit. Did you share that information?
Yeah, I share that information. In fact, when I shared that information, I was like, we may have a problem.
Wait, can't we stretch our legs a little bit? Like,
No, I'm worried. I'm worried that if the heroes realize we jacked their ride, they might have sent word ahead to this town. So I think what we do is we get off the boat, stretch our legs, and then before we go back to the ship, we check out from a distance whether it looks like they've been contacted by the heroes and whether we're fucked.
get ready to cheese it. Got it.
Yeah.
Bender style.
Also, I've now got Music of the Night stuck in my head.
Okay, so I guess, are all of you just staying in your room, or do some of you go about hanging out? Is it just Marsh that's kind of...
I'll get up and around and stretch my legs, but I don't make a point of making myself too visible.
Okay.
Yeah, Naroke gets up and about like every day. Like he's not spending the entire day in the room all the time, but he's up and about a little bit. And...
Okay, I was kind of picturing you being a total recluse.
Yeah, we try not to draw attention to ourselves.
Yeah,
and that means also not drawing attention to ourselves by never being seen. Just seen just enough that people aren't too curious.
I imagine everyone sees enough of Marsh when I'm hanging out with Anthony. Or maybe they see less of me because I'm hanging out with Anthony. I don't know.
It's true. Found a friend in him. So the talk of the day is everyone's all excited to be stopping off in this town. Like anytime that you're kind of around people, if they're trying to strike up a conversation, it's just how excited they are to be able to stop in and like go for a different drink and some different scenery and stuff. And they're lamenting that it's only a day that they're stopping to offload. But people are excited because you're going to get to the town today. You know, there's hustle and bustle about it.
Naroke is gonna ask him like, so how big is this town we're stopping in?
Let's say you ask Fellerrock, and Fellerrock's like, well, it's not very big. Town probably only holds about 200 people, but it's a big import town for us. You see, we got to offload the buzz beans we got because they go bad after too long, and it sounds like we're going to be with you lot for a long time. So
is that why the boat always seemed to hum?
Yes, they do have a bit of a hum about them, don't they? We originally weren't going to stop there, but there's only such a long life expectancy on it, and we initially weren't prepared to become a cargo vessel for yourselves, so we're stopping early, dropping off the goods, getting what we can, and then taking you on to Greenspire.
How long is it to Greenspire from the town?
And he's gonna look over and be like, Captain, how long to Greenspire? And Captain will just hold up 4 fingers as he's at the helm.
Give him a thumbs up, even though he wasn't replying to me.
So the journey itself was about like a week total. But yeah, you guys have to make a pit stop now that you've been going for about 3 days into this little fishing kind of town to offload goods.
I was just looking at my notes and I've realized something very horrible. I'm Darwin, who is the face of the heroes. He's the kissing baby type.
Yep.
Yeah, the goody
two-shoes
paladin.
Oh dear.
Kiss those babies.
Thankfully there's no babies on this ship. No minors allowed.
Dang tootin'. So, afternoon's coming around. I imagine you guys probably enjoying a little bit of sun here and there. I know, Nick, you said that the sea breeze isn't good for your skin and good for your hair. But I think it's safe to say you're probably all up on the deck at some point. You know, not wanting to stay holed up in your tiny little cabins. So on the deck, you hear a new voice, and it's coming from up high, and you realize there's someone in the crow's nest, and she's gonna shout, "To arms, laddie! Goose skulls on the starboard bow!"
Oh, fuck.
Goose skull?
Yeah, goose skulls.
Goose skull.
And the starboard bow, front, oh crap, right? Yeah, front right. You can see in the distance. They seem kind of small because they're far away, but also really big for how far away they are, with like probably what's going to look like a 2-foot wingspan, and they're flapping pretty aggressively, heading straight for you.
Those are small birds. We'll be fine.
You have the option to, the ship's your oyster. Are you going to want to stick around?
Well, where else are we gonna do? Jump overboard?
You could go to your rooms and be like, not my problem.
Well, we're pretending to be the heroes of the shard. I don't feel like that would play out well.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Okay.
It'd be very rude to just go in the basement as soon as we see giant killer birds.
Well, have fun, guys. This is your problem, not ours. Okay, so I'm gonna say you guys have like 2 rounds to decide where you wanna situate yourselves. Whoops. The starboard bow is like this part of the ship, so I'll let you guys get into some sort of formation if you want, or to stand where it is you want before I get initiatives.
And they're coming in from up
this
here.
part, yeah. Correct.
Yeah, Naroke's gonna head towards the front, basically waiting for as soon as they're within a 60-foot range of him.
60-foot range. Ooh, okay. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna ready a crossbow bolt.
Okay.
Right.
I'll just kind of like lean to the side here and just check my sheet. Yeah, I can shoot things 120 feet away with fire bolts, so I'm probably gonna do that.
Wow. Okay, can I get you guys to roll me initiative?
Also, as I'm heading up there, who's the red guy beside me?
That's the captain.
I'm gonna turn him and ask, like, are these things faster or smarter?
Fast. Definitely
Got it.
fast. And he's gonna pull out like a long sword.
Okay.
He doesn't seem too concerned, more annoyed than anything. But yeah, he's definitely paying them mind. All right. Sorry. What are your initiatives? You got.
I got a
19.
4.
I got 11.
You got a 4? Oh, right. Your dex
4.
is terrible.
-1. It is possible for me to get an initiative of 0, and it is great.
Okay. So, what's your range, Nick? 120 feet?
On the crossbow, let me double check. 8320, so within 80 feet, I don't have to fire with disadvantage.
Okay. And Naroke, you were holding your action for when they get to about 60 feet within of you?
Yep.
Right. Well, yeah, it's top of the order is Nick. Let me reveal the goose skulls.
Oh dear.
So that's what was on the front of the boat earlier. Okay.
Yep. Whoops. Thought you ignored that.
I thought it was someone's parrot.
Yeah, I thought it was the captain's parrot because the captain's he's got the eye patch and a blind eye, so he's just got the seeing eye parrot.
Yeah, par for the course. That's really cute. Nope. So picture Canadian geese,
Oh,
but if they
God.
also look like kind of like scraggly seagulls.
This is the worst combination.
They're hungry now.
Yeah. And as they approach, you can hear them honking just furiously off in the distance, as they're starting to like bull rush the ship. And Naroke, I'll let you get your held action off.
I'm casting Toll the Dead on one of them. It needs to make me a Wisdom saving throw.
Crap. Wisdom saving throw.
That's why I asked the captain, they smart or fast?
Yeah, that was actually really smart. Okay, so that's a 6.
That fails. So it takes 1d8 necrotic damage.
Whoops.
Do. Max damage. It takes 8 points of damage.
Okay, which one are you targeting?
With the first one that was in
yeah.
60 feet range.
Yeah, let's do that one. All right, let's just say it's that bad boy. Sorry, 8 damage.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. So you it sags down. It doesn't fall into the water. It doesn't plummet, but it definitely loses some air, and it's struggling, but it's still heading towards you guys.
Okay.
Top of the order, Nick.
All right, I'm going to fire my crossbow at that one.
All right.
That's a 19.
Holy crap! Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Don't get sneak attacks. That's just 4 piercing damage.
Okay. And so your crossbow hits into one of its wings, and it definitely plummets. You see it like sag a little bit before spiraling down, and it lands into the ocean.
Was that the same one that I'd hit?
Yep. And it's donezo. It's gone. So the captain, on his turn, is going to step up, and the crew around you is also going to kind of rush forward. They've got various like swords in hands for these two. This one back here has a crossbow and is going to make a shot and miss horribly. Crap. And then it's the bird's turn. Goose skulls. Goose skulls are coming in hot and angry. And it's worth noting, as they're coming up to the ship, they are hovering about 10 feet above in the air.
That's fine.
All right, Naroke. They're gonna make some dive attacks at you. You ready for this?
Good luck getting through the armor.
Okay, so 16.
That is a no.
Okay, on the one. Second one's gonna swoop down, dive for your head. Oh, crap! That's a 19.
19 does hit.
Does hit. Yes. Okay.
Oh yeah, we've had long
Attack
rests since we got on the boat.
Definitely had a long rest. Oh yeah, sorry guys, you've slept and long rested all your injuries away.
Yeah, I was just looking. It's like my health isn't max. I should probably fix that. Okay, so how much damage do I take?
Reckless dive. You take 6 points of beak damage.
Do you have resistance to beak damage?
I do not
Which
have
would be
resistance to beak damage.
Beak or bludgeoning.
Now, if these were frosty birds, then absolutely. But these are not butterball turkeys.
And then it's third attack on you. Does an 18 hit your AC?
18 hits, just.
Nice. Ah, freaking 2 damage. All right, two beak damage. And you see this bird here land a solid blow on the captain's shoulder, but he backhands it off to the side. It's like whoosh when it lands on the captain.
Okay.
Swamp, Marsh.
Okay. Okay, I will. Let me just check the ranges. Okay, I am just going to shoot a firebolt at the closest one, which is this one. So that's a 7.
7. That will not hit the AC.
Well, that's my turn.
Okay.
I guess actually I'll tell my raptor to try to help Naroke out a bit.
Is there anywhere for the raptor to... Oh, yeah, the raptor can...
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
can the raptor actually hit this guy right here to the top of Naroke?
Yeah.
Okay.
You stay-
Actually,
After they dive
there,
bombed
yeah.
me, did they return to 10 feet in the air?
Yeah, they try to like hover back up.
So I would get... Would I get an attack of opportunity on one of them as they tried to leave my range?
Yeah, I suppose you would, wouldn't you? All right. Well, this is going to be scary. So make me, I guess, 3 attacks of opportunity.
No, I only get one because I only get one reaction per
Oh,
turn.
you get 1. Yeah, that's right.
So I
One
cannot
reaction.
destroy all of them in a single go.
All right. Let's see you swing it.
Does a 24 hit?
Oh, gross. Yes, the 24 hits.
And that is 6 points of slashing damage. I dealt minimum damage on that, I think.
That's minimum. That's actually not.
Oh, no, it's,
yeah. All right.
Oh, no, I got a 3 out of 8.
Okay. Yeah, you it's really gross. You kind of like shave off part of its neck, but it's still flying and still looks angry when he slashed at it.
Okay.
So not like across, but like down the side.
I grazed.
And they're just honking real loud and real angry like.
Okay.
Nick.
I'm gonna fire at this guy who's behind the captain. That's a 16. And is he within 5 feet of the captain?
He is, yeah.
Okay, cool. That means I get sneak attack. Okay, so that's 9 piercing plus 12 sneak attack. It's 21 total.
What? All right.
I rolled max sneak attack damage.
There was a bird there.
Sorry.
Now there is a plume of feathers there.
Yeah, so your bolt hits it like right through the eye, and it just drops like a freaking sack of bricks onto the deck. Of really gross. The captain's gonna notice this kind of thunk behind him, and he's gonna look down, look over at you, and just like nod in approval while turning back to the gulls beforehand. And there's more gulls that are kind of up by the crow's nest that are kind of squawking, but these are the goose gulls that are just imminent threats to you right now.
Okay.
And it is the captain's turn. Sword in hand, he's gonna swing. And swing and a miss. The rest of the crew. So Vinny here, in desperation, is going to throw his sword at this guy here. And he manages to land a hit. But the goose gull seems to shrug it off. Pirate crew, non-pirate shipment crew is really not set for combat, I realize now. None of them are hitting. All right, Swamp.
Okay. See here. Yep, I'm just gonna keep shooting firebolts. I think I hooked it up properly to the Roll20, so I should be able to just do this now. 11.
Does not hit.
Well, I'm just shooting fire in the air. At least I'm not hitting the ship, probably. Yeah, because I don't think Raptor could reach these. I guess I'll just have him focus on maybe he can like distract the one next to him while he's attacking.
Okay. Naroke.
The one that I hit with on its way back up is going to need to make me a wisdom saving throw.
So you hit this guy with the reaction attack. 5.
That is not a success. So it's now going to take 1d12 of necrotic damage because it took damage already. It's going to take 9 more points of necrotic damage.
Okay. It's dead, Jim. Jeez. I should have buffed these things more. Okay. Yeah, they're like the captain said, more quick than they are smart. They I don't know how Toll of the Dead works on paper. Is that like it is spooked to death?
The sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it for a moment. So basically, it's putting their head into a pot and just starting to bang.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's not pretty then. It's squawking and like losing its mind as it sags down, falls from the sky, falls into the water. You hear a loud splash. Oh my gosh. What a terrible way to die. People have been using Toll of the Dead all this time and I didn't know. Alright, so this guy is going to take its spot, and it's going to dive down at the captain. Oh, hell yeah. Why did I make it fight the captain and not you? So the captain is going to try and like block its like swipe attack, and it's going to land a solid like beak bite on its arm, and the captain looks okay, but like really super angry.
Is the bird then flying back up?
Nope, the bird is down on like ground level. It's not leaving. It's like trying to hold on to the captain's arm as he's trying to shake it off. It is not in the air.
So he's not leaving my radius. Got it.
Nope. And so this gull here is going to do a reckless dive attack on you as well, Naroke. Oh, an 18 hits, right?
18 does hit.
Reckless dive for 5 damage. Same as before, it swoops down. This one will ascend back into the air, promoting an attack of opportunity.
Alrighty, then I am going to swing my battle axe at him on his way back up. I assume an 8 doesn't hit.
No, I like to think you're going for its feet, and it just like whoosh, barely gets out of the way in time.
Okay.
All right. Top of the order, Nick.
Okay, I'm gonna go for this guy in front of the captain. That's a 12?
12 does not hit.
Okay.
Whooshes by your crossbow bolt.
That's all I got.
Okay. All right, the captain is going to try and shake off. All right, so the captain has slipped on the deck and is lying prone with this giant goose gull flapping on top of him like a useless person.
Okay.
The NPC is going to step up and try and pull it off of him. And fall on top of the gull. That was 2 1s in a row. So there's just a pile of sailors and geese.
So question now, is it captain, goose, other sailor? So we basically just sandwich this freaking goose?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to keep the... Oops. I'll keep the goose beside him, but his token's more on the captain.
If you click and then alt drag it over, you can drop it partway onto him.
Oh, no way. That's the best. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, and then this guy also just getting up in there. And this NPC here is going to take a swing, and it's going to hit. All right, so this goose gull is looking pretty freaking angry, but he's still kicking. And we're going to take it to swamp.
Okay. I'm going to try to shoot the last one. Get a 24, so hopefully.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that is... Yeah, okay. That is, 1 fire damage. Zap.
Well, it's on fire, so there's that.
Could be more on fire.
Could be more on fire. That's the name of the game. It could be more on fire. Okay, it seems to like know. It knows what you did. It turns its long neck around. It makes like its dark beady eyes are like trying to look into your soul as it flaps around in pain.
I guess I will call my raptor to just, I don't know, stand beside me in case things get dicey.
The bird that's on the captain is now ground level though, correct?
Correct. It is very much, and also squashed, sort of.
Yeah, there is a person on top of it, so I feel like if your plan is to swing down with the axe, there's maybe going to be some side casualties there.
No, I was thinking more. The bird can't get away from Raptor anymore.
Oh, you know what? If that's the case, then
Because Raptor was right beside the captain.
Yeah, if you could retcon that, I'll just get my raptor to attack the bird then.
Oh yeah, that totally makes sense.
Raptor, do much better than me. 12?
12 does not hit.
Never mind.
No, it's
Does it
like
get advantage from the thing being prone?
oh yeah, I suppose it would. I feel like I was thinking like the bodies writhing around it make it kind of a harder target, but yeah, I suppose it should have advantage for it being prone.
Sure.
So it hits.
19. 8.
Damage. Yeah, so I like to think your raptor is smart enough to know that it needs to wait for like a good
it needs to wait
moment.
For its turn.
Yeah, just like oh no, that's a human leg, and then just like reaches in, lands a solid crunch on the goose skull's neck, and is like wringing it like a dog would, and it goes very limp.
Raptor got one. That counts as my point.
Naroke.
Third verse, same as the second and the first. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
7.
Also no. And this one's taking damage as well, so that's another roll.
What level is that spell?
Cantrip. That's 9 points of necrotic damage. As once again, the pots and pans on its head just start ringing.
Yeah, it's actually not like diving you like it would for its attack, but it's like falling up in the air, like staggering and losing its mind before falling helplessly into the ocean. How is that a cantrip? 1d12 as long as
1d12 of it is taking damage.
Yeah.
I have like the poison version of that spell, but I have to get real close.
Yeah,
Oh,
Toll the Dead
okay.
is a cantrip at the 60-foot range. Now, that being said, you also have to keep in mind that Firebolt is 120-foot range with 1d10.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it just seems like a d12 always seems really shiny and impressive to me, like in a really scary way.
It has the same potential of damage if the target has already taken damage as my axe does.
Okay. Yeah, so you are able to fend off the current onslaught that's the closest to the front of the ship. And the rest of the goose skulls that were sort of flying around above by the crow's nest, seeing the fight turn kind of for the worst, they flee off into the distance there, and you have successfully thwarted the attack. But it looks like the sails have taken some damage. They're a bit ratty. They're not looking as pristine as they were before. And up in the crow's nest, you see just like this figure kind of blindly swinging a sword. The goose skulls are long since gone. and is just going nuts, even though there's nothing around to hit. Like they're fighting with their eyes closed.
I'm gonna reach down and pull the guy who's laying on top of the captain off, and then I reach down to grab the captain and reach up my hand to the captain to help him up.
He takes it gratefully and kind of bows down a little and be like,
as I pull him up, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Roll me that magic surge.
This is when we cast Fireball.
It's finally happened.
It didn't surge.
No, no surge.
And he, what is my cure wounds? 1d8 plus Bughassy mod. Oh, nice. So he gets 10 health back.
Oh, 10 health. Jeez. So that's a freaking bang on heal. He almost looks younger, you know, like you overhealed him. Like he's looking pretty beautiful from that. And he's gonna, as you like hold him up to cast Cure Light Wounds, he's gonna give you like a pat on the back, kind of sort of man hug thing, and say thank you very much. I shamed you had to see me in such a state.
And we've all been stuck underneath a goose and a crewmate at some point in time.
Yes, we have. He's gonna just, turn to the rest of the crew, tend to any wounds, and then kind of talk with the first mate about what to do about the sails and stuff. And you hear from the captain that you're only about an hour or two out from Falkreath, the town that you're going to make a pit stop in. And they're just trying to figure out what to do about those sails.
We're going to be in Falkreath a lot longer than we intended.
Which possibly gives the heroes a chance to catch up.
I bet they didn't get their own boat.
And I don't have mending.
I fix things.
Well, really, how long does it take to get a boat? Probably a long time.
I hope.
I don't know. Depends on how much cash you drop.
Yeah, but then you got to get word out, and boats got to get there.
Also possible they're taking the land route.
True. But with that, we are going to take a quick 10-minute break, and we will be back shortly.
We will be right back. 2, 3, and we are live again.
Hooray! So shortly ago, our heroes of the Shard helped to fend off a goose gull attack. Yes. And they did an excellent job. No one died, but some of the gulls that were attacking whoever was up in the crow's nest did a bit of damage to the sails there. But the Highland Blush is still making its way towards Falkreath, where they were intending on going to offload some of their goods and whatnot, and hopefully not be there too long. We shall see. So I'd say by this point in the day, we're coming into like late afternoon, and you've slowly been heading towards kind of the shoreline. And you can even see in the distance the city. Like, it's not massive and sprawling with like large buildings, but it stands out amidst the beach and shoreline and stuff. So you can see that you're probably like an hour away from the place that you want to dock in. Since the captain had already said that you were going to be there for at least a day, was there stuff that you guys wanted to get planned to do as they're heading into the city?
I think the plan is we head off the boat, make ourselves scarce for a little bit, and then when we're due to be back at the boat, we recon from a distance and see if the actual heroes have caught up in the intervening time.
All right. Great.
Ow! Okay, you're going down.
Oh, kitty. Is that a love bite or a
No.
love scratch?
That sounded like a hate something.
That was a why are you not feeding me your entire Pop-Tart?
Feed the demon.
Yep.
Sorry, I shouldn't call your cat a demon. That might
No,
be
she's
really...
a demon.
It's an accurate statement.
I called her the final Pam after the Monster Factory character. I knew what I was getting into.
Right on. All right, so the hour kind of goes by in a blur, and you can see before you the sprawling sort of like fishing kind of city of Falkreath. The ship that you're on, the Highland Blush, docks very easily, and then the crew, as soon as they're like tied up and docked, they waste no time doing like a fisherman line, like pulling hauling stuff from the lower decks and off to the dock there. The captain is talking to like some sort of fellow, and they're like talking numbers, it looks like, but he also has kind of a scowl on his face. You know, his bad eyes looking really angry. The other one's hid behind a patch, and it looks like they're pointing up at the sail and like trying to negotiate something. And Fellerock is gonna come up to you and be like, well, while the captain's overseeing, costs and stuff, money, we might be here for more than a day. We're hoping not. You guys are free to stay on the ship if you want, or head into town.
I think we're gonna head into town. We could probably use a bit of a change of scenery.
Understood. Most of the crew will probably join you if you head to the Seafoam Inn. It's quite a favorite of ours when we have stopped here. We'd love to have you regale us with some of your stories. But in the meantime, there's some work here to be done. And
Yeah. What?
But how long do you think the sails are going to take to get fixed up?
well, the captain will know a bit more once they talk damage and costs of repairs here in town. I'll have an answer for you within the hour if you find me again.
Once we're done our business in town, I'm pretty handy. I could probably help you fix some sails later today.
Oh, well, that would be unexpected and great. Come back in an hour, and we can talk more then.
Yeah, if you can make use of Swamp, we do have a schedule we would like to keep, and while we are ahead of schedule, we would like to maintain such.
Understood. Understood. Okay, we will reconvene in a bit then, once we have all of this offloaded and our business attended to here. Bows and motions you on your way.
Okay. So once we're at enough of a distance away from the ship, I'm like, okay, where do we lie low for a bit? I don't necessarily want to go to the inn that the rest of the crew is at, especially if we're expected to tell stories.
I kind of want to see if we just go into town and we see wanted posters of us already up.
You want to check like the board?
I don't think they know what we look like.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. There's only
all they know is that their boat's missing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think that'll be kind of a fruitless search. So
because also, how long? Actually, hold on a second.
Oh no, you're gonna ask me numbers.
Yes. How many days of a trip was it from the little town that we were in to the castle?
Okay, so to get from...
Because that was a multi-day trip to get there.
Yeah, sorry. I know this. It's just in my notes from the previous session. Give me a second. By previous session, I mean...
You're looking back to session probably 5.
Yeah. Because you were going from Vermil to Vespir. Must drink 1 potion now in bold letters to remind you.
I drink my potion.
Yeah, I still have 3 of those.
3, okay. I thought you would have had 2 left.
I think there was a couple extra floaters.
Yeah, I had one of the extra floaters.
So it was a 3 days journey to get from Vermil to Vespir, and then you had 4 days worth of potions. So she gave you a week worth of potion to keep you safe in the Blight. And
yeah, because it was 3 days in, 3 days out, and an extra one for a day to muck around.
Yes, to give you 3 days to get back to.
So assuming that they because they were supposed to be 2 days behind us, for hopping off that cliff. So assuming they took the same kind of route into the city, or even if assuming that the castle was like the center point of the Blight and it spread out from there, we're looking at a 3-day journey out from the castle. And if they're 2 days behind us, that means they would have another 3 days to go out before they're able to get a ship to be able to chase after us, which puts them at 5 days after us.
Assuming they found a way to get through the Blight.
Yes. Well, I'm assuming they would. I'm assuming that they already had a way to get through the Blight. So that puts it at 5 days behind us.
I mean, with all this number crunching, there's also the chance they have a high-level spellcaster that has teleport, and we're just hooped.
Where's
But
the fun in that?
hoping it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, that math kind of pans out.
But yeah, I can, after we kind of lay low for a bit, I
Yeah.
can just continuously cast Mending to make sure we keep our lead.
Yeah, I think that like as long as we're out of here within the next day, they should not have caught up to us. Because even if like assuming that they got to the castle 2 days after us, then another 3-day journey out, so they're 5 days behind us. We've been on the water for 3 days now. So by all accounts, they should not have left the city yet.
This is kind of just like kind of a bit of like just trying to remember what happened in the previous session. So when we were leaving the castle, because of like there was like an earthquake, wasn't there?
Yeah, when you had descended down into the caves, which was essentially like Alferia's crypt to wait out the Cold War.
Did we ever figure out what kind of caused that earthquake?
My guess is the Heroes of the Light, or the Heroes of the Shard.
Theoretically, if that was, I mean, I don't know if earthquakes are common in the area, but theoretically, they could have been like right on her tail.
I like that idea. Unfortunately, Nick was going through Alferia's diary, and there was an entry in there that refers to earthquakes, like small earthquakes in the area, and wanted somebody to help about it.
Yeah, they've been getting worse.
Well, that's actually good news to hear. Well, at least for our specific situation. So, okay,
I feel at the moment we're safe. I still think we should take precautions, but yeah, I think that at the moment, time wise, we're safe-ish.
But no sticking around is what you're saying.
Yeah, we still want to get back on the water today if possible.
I don't know how much we can do in like a town of 200, to be honest. I think I'm kind of tempted to maybe check out the inn just to like listen in on the local goings-ons. But yeah.
So are you prepared to tell a story from the point of view of the Heroes of the Shard?
But none of the Heroes of the Shard are lizard man.
I imagine I'm still taking the role of like hired help and not a hero of the shard, thankfully. But yeah, good point.
You're in a new town.
We also don't know if anyone in this town has ever met the Heroes of the Shard.
Yeah, that's true.
I do have a disguise kit.
We also don't know what the Heroes of the Shard look like.
I know, but in terms of not looking like me, that's an option.
That's fair.
I mean, I feel like we know more than the average random person.
Yeah, Gimli would have tried to like hook you up with as much information about them, mostly through gritted teeth, because he hates them. But yeah, like you understand like what a gnome kind of looks like, what a halfling sort of looks like. You can picture like a human barbarian stereotype in your mind. So you sort of, it's not that you're just grasping at straws. You kind of have something to go off of if you were trying to worry about passing yourselves off as them to the letter.
I'm not too concerned about that.
I think the point would be to not look like us.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't mind trying to find a map in this town. That might be something I could find here.
Don't we have a map?
I don't remember, actually.
Sorry, map of the town, or?
Just kind of map of, like, the
Map of
general
the region.
vicinity and, like, where we've been and stuff.
Yeah, I'll definitely get that to you. You were given a map from Gimli. So if you were to look at said map, you headed, like, pretty much due south to get to the city of Vespir. And from the cliff face that faces the ocean, you were heading back north and west. Follow along shoreline.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not at the same latitude as Blackfalds yet, though, right?
No, you are not.
Okay.
Not yet. So there is a job board when you kind of like come out of the docks in town. A bunch of little shops down what looks to be a main street heading towards the docks. The Seafoam Inn is quite literally right there, the one that Fella Rock had name dropped.
I'm gonna take a look at the job board.
Actually,
Okay. Yep. There's a like a city sort of guard standing there who just nods at you as you approach, but otherwise doesn't interact with you. And there are a few postings on the job board. One says there's a culling job looking for strong people to help reduce the number of killing crabs.
murder crabs.
They are destroying the fishermen's nets and eating too many fish. Bring back proof of kills to the guards and be rewarded 5 gold per kill. Farmer Gruffier needs a horse doctor to fix his horse.
A horse doctor, you say? That's not me.
That's not you. And the Dusk's Dawn Inn is looking to collect fine works of art and collectibles.
Ooh.
Speak to Horace for more information.
Hey, Marsh, you got something you can do with your tapestries now.
And there's one more posting. Old Man Ponzi's annual fishing tournament. The biggest catch wins a mystery prize.
Mystery
Now, see, the name being
prize?
Ponzi makes me concerned about the mystery prize.
Well, see, if you give him your fish, later on he'll give you back a bigger fish. But you got to get 5 other people to sign up.
Yeah, we just got to get 5
also
other
catch
people to
fish.
sign up for the fishing tournament.
I just thought of something. We're in a fishing village. Fishing village. Some person might have caught a clam with a pearl or something. So
Yeah, we could probably check the shops to see if
Yeah.
there is anyone that would have larger pearls.
that's what
You could also pawn all that art you stole.
I'll kind of miss it, but I mean, I
Why
guess
did you steal it if the purpose was not to sell it?
I just thought a furry was kind of cool.
You just want to start a little like fan club thing of her.
Yeah, but no, I can inquire at least. Maybe I can sell one. I'll maybe sell one, keep the other.
See, here's the thing.
Don't you also have a painting you stole?
Oh yeah, no. So I've got the tapestry, I've got the Alfuria gauntlet thing, and where was the other? Oh, and the ocean painting. Yeah, I've got 3 paintings.
Yeah, I feel like you acquired a few things. I thought you actually had 2 tapestries of her. One from like the
Yep.
dining hall and one from her bedroom.
You remember that correct? There's like one of her with her gauntlet, and I think there was one of her on the throne that has some burn marks. That's probably
Yeah.
not gonna sell for too much, but
Anyways, yep, you guys can do what you want in the city. There's you can take job board things. There's definitely a market if you were just wanting to try and find some goods right now.
Yeah, well, have Marsh go and do tapestry stuff. See what he can get out of that.
Find a pearl while you're at it.
yep.
And yeah, I was thinking Kit and I could hit up the market and see what kind of stuff they've got there. Whether there's
Yeah, that's
anything
probably a
worth
good call.
perusing.
Yeah. We only have an hour, so that's,
Well, we have
that's
but
pretty-
an hour before we need to go back and pester. What's
Yeah,
his dingo?
I'm that time limit's
Fell
probably
Rock.
loosely used. Fella Rock.
Yeah.
So I guess Nick and Naroke, the market's quite easy to spot. Like you can see it from the piers. If you guys wanted to venture there. There's a bunch of stalls. One that looks like they're selling clothing specifically. One that's selling like fishing supplies. One that looks like the front for like a blacksmith. There's also like this weird little kind of stall that looks very different from the others. It's mostly made out of like hay and mud in a way that's
Sounds like
kinda
a witch's
ramshackle.
hut. Let's go check it out.
yeah. Whereas
Yeah,
the other
immediately go for the sketchiest place there.
nice, I love it. Okay. And when you're there, there's an old frail woman. She's kind of like
Witch's hut.
in like witch's hut, like a flowing white robe. And she's just like squinting, just like a perma-squint. And she's like, I see movement and shapes. But
Well, I am a
no-
very big shape.
Are you a shape looking to buy?
Depends on what shape is going to sell.
Well, I have components and flowers and hay. What are you in the market for?
You got any pearls?
Let me see. And so she's gonna leave her hut there, and she's gonna go 2 huts over to a man that's selling like shellfish. And she's gonna discreetly tap on a bunch of like the shellfish there and pilfer one of them. And she's gonna bring it back and husk it. And she's gonna say, "Is there a pearl in this?"
Is there a pearl in there?
Is there a pearl?
Pearl in there.
Is
does
it
it
like
look
a
like-
50 gold pearl?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Can I sleight of hands it and then say no?
Yeah, roll me a sleight of hand.
25.
Right?
I think for identify you need 100 GP pearls, so maybe we're stealing this for ourselves.
No, it's a 50 GP pearl for identify. I'm pretty sure.
So she rolled a 2. So what are you gonna say to her?
I'm gonna palm the pearl and then say, no, not really.
Oh, sorry. Usually I'm better at this.
It's a very impressive trick.
Oh no, it is a pearl with 100 GP. I thought it was
Okay.
50.
DM, can we retcon that to 100 GP pearl?
For sure. I don't want
Okay.
her to like try and steal.
We're just gonna have to keep stealing.
I'd like to reduce the number of times that I steal. Technically, she stole it first, so I don't feel bad about stealing from an old lady.
Okay, if she's not good. So she's gonna feel like very apologetic and be like, "Is there anything else I can do? I'm so sorry to leave you empty-handed."
That's all right. It was a long shot. Naroke, is there anything else you want to get?
No, I don't think so at the moment.
Okay.
No,
Alright.
we're mostly just looking for a pearl primarily.
I'm so sorry again. Usually I have a chair for these things.
Oh, it's
Putting
quite
a pearl
alright.
in my inventory, by the way.
Absolutely, put it away. And then she will wave you off, but she's waving in the completely like opposite direction that you guys are heading. So she's just waving to like nothing.
I will walk, so I'm standing in front of her, wave back, and then leave.
You just warmed her heart and made her day. All right, Marsh. So the sea foam super obvious, right by the docks. You're looking for the Dusk's Dawn.
Okay.
I guess are you just gonna like try and scope it out on your own, ask for directions?
Sounds like a small enough town. I'll do like a quick look to see if I can find it by myself.
Cool. Can you give me a perception check, please?
Okay. 4 natural.
So like you've kind of walked down the end of what seems like Main Street, sort of leaving Naroke and Nick in the markets, and you're getting to what feels like the end of town, and you still haven't seen the Dusk's Dawn. So you're kind of stopping there, just like, where the heck could it possibly be? Yeah, so you've made it to the other end of town without finding it.
Looks like I gotta talk with someone. Who's the first person I see?
Since you've made it to the end of town, there's definitely a guard stationed there. There's sort of like this, like the gates that you're by. Yeah.
Yep.
So
I'll go and say hi to the guard.
How can I help you?
Oh, I'm looking for a place. I think it's like an art cellar or something. There's a place that sells art.
Those are. I don't think there's a. Sorry. There is Horace who's trying to buy art.
Oh,
Not
where's?
a place that sells art.
Okay. Oh, yes. Where's he at?
He's gonna kind of look up and just point behind you, for you are standing right outside the Dusk's Dawn.
I whip my head back. Is it there?
Yes.
Now, when you say you whip your head back, are you like turning your head, or are you just like dog mode, where just like, just like up
No,
and back?
I
and
don't try
over?
to be that weird about it. Okay, I say, "Thank you, sir. I was completely lost," and then I turn around and just head to the building.
Yeah, that's what you get with the nat 1. You are there. Okay. So the dusk's dawn. It's not super busy right now when you get there, kind of heading in. It's your typical sort of inn affair with their seats everywhere. There's like a bar thing at the back. But what's weird about this one is it's just like wall to wall. There's almost no space in between with like weird, obscure pictures. And there's knickknacks everywhere. On all of the tables where you might see like a salt and pepper shaker, there's some weird ass ornament, like some, I don't know, weird collection of like think of Ariel. You know how Ariel got all like crazy for the bits and baubles?
Yep.
It's like that, but not a fork. Something more robust, like the bust of a chicken man. It's like a regal like chicken figure, but like just weird things all over this inn.
So I see the shopkeep.
Yeah. So at the job board there was a mention of a Horace at the inn who's looking to sell stuff. So there is a man. There's a man at the bar right now. Stereotypical, wiping it down. There's only like 3 other patrons in there. They're just off in the far corner drinking. And he perks up when you come in, and he doesn't say anything. He just kind of waves, acknowledging your entrance.
Oh, Horace, is it?
Yes, I'm Horace.
Hi.
How can I help you?
I heard you buy art. As I look at one of his art. I suppose you don't sell any art, do you?
Nope, not be selling here, but looking to buy. And he's gonna like perk up, lean in.
Okay. Well, I'm quite a esteemed art collector. Traveling around to sell my wares as I gulp.
I like how Marsh has picked up that Nick lies, but has not figured out why or when it's appropriate to do so.
So, I was wondering if you could take a look here at my tapestries.
I would love to appraise them. You are looking to sell, correct?
Yes.
Oh,
Sell.
I hope so.
Would you like to see my tapestries? Like, would you like to see my etchings in terms of like pretext to get somebody into your apartment?
Oh no.
All right.
A conversation piece.
Yeah, so I'll pull out of my bag of holding the I think there was like a painting of like an octopus, like an ocean painting, and then I have like the 2 Alfuria tapestries.
So you're pulling out all 3?
Yep.
Okay. So I guess he'll appraise the one of the ocean with the, I believe it was like a ship and a kraken type thing. And like he's just drooling himself over this. Like it'll go good on my kraken wall. And he points over to a wall that is indeed adorned with all paintings of ships fighting krakens.
I imagine he just has like a stuffed squid on there, or a stuffed octopus as well, just like taxidermied onto the wall.
As I look at the wall, I just kind of chuckle. It's like, luckily the kraken isn't real, right?
And you see his face kind of like, well, of course it's real. They wouldn't paint about it if it didn't exist.
True. You're correct. That wouldn't make much sense.
You can't draw what doesn't exist.
No, that would be impossible. I wouldn't understand that.
And anyways, he's taking the painting and he's kind of like mulling it over, and he's like, 10 gold. It's yours. Or it's mine for 10 gold. How does that sound?
That's not a lot of money.
11.
Okay, let's look at the other paintings. Maybe they are worth a bit more digits.
I'll set down the kraken painting. And I suppose the tapestries were rolled up.
Yep.
So he'll start to unroll one of them of a Alfuria, looking all scary with her gauntlets. And like he's stunned. Just like, how did you get this?
I bought it from another distinct art seller, such as myself.
How much did you buy it for?
Oh, I don't think I should share those numbers. How much do you think it's worth?
well, something like this. This is. And he's like kind of mulling it over, and he keeps looking
13
back
gold.
towards the kitchen. He's looking back towards the kitchen. He's kind of sweating now. And he's like, how does fit? And then as soon as he's about to say, like, finish the number, a lady storms out of the kitchen and, like, grabs him by his ear and, like, we don't need to be spending no 50 gold on no junk. And, like, she's just, like, hitting him and berating him. And she looks to you, Marsh, and says, whatever you're selling, we're not buying. And she stomps back into the kitchen's muttering about how it's all garbage anyways.
Well,
She's the one managing the books, obviously.
That's a shame. I gotta start rolling up all the things and putting them in my bag. I guess I'll have to keep them for now. Do you mind if I just look at what you have? Cause I don't know, I got some time to burn, so let's look. Can I just look around?
It's like kind of like nursing his ear and is like, well, it is an inn. You can, yes, we have food, drink if you'd like to part with coin that way, but of course you can stay and look around. And he's all like sad now and kind of embarrassed.
Oh, don't worry. I bet you'll find more esteemed art sellers maybe coming in a couple days. I'm just gonna start looking around.
Okay, yeah, he'll let you freely look about the inn.
Cool. And yeah, I'll just spend some time doing that, and once it's closer to the hour, I'll head back. I kind of I don't know, I'm getting this vibe because it's I noticed that the paintings in the castle gave us a lot of clues. Is there any paintings of a weird Earth nation, or sorry, not Earth nation, a place that got hit by an Earth bomb in here?
Is there anything that kind of is reminiscent of what you found in Alfuria's castle?
Yes, but
right.
For the place we're going to, I'm doing a big reach here, but I figured while I'm here.
I love it. Give me an investigation.
It's called foreshadowing.
That's what
something. We're gonna fight a kraken.
11.
11. All right. So there's the Kraken wall. You're finding that most of the busts and statuette things are sort of foul in nature, like birds and chickens.
That foul.
That kind of foul. There is another wall that just seems to be of abstract, weird pointillism, just of cities and stuff, but nothing that's tipping you off as a grandiose castle or someone that looks too regal for life.
Darn.
Yeah.
Well, I'll probably be on my way then.
If you had to guess, all the stuff that he's bought probably isn't worth what he's bought it for.
I was really hoping to get 100 gold on one Alfuria painting. Darn. Better luck next city.
There's always next city. Okay. Seeing as Falkreath is not that big, you're definitely able to get back to the ship if you were worried about an hour time frame.
Yeah, let's head back to the ship, find out how long we're expecting to be in town.
Okay. So when you're back at the docks and stuff, most of the crew is off, and you see some of them loitering around the Seafoam Inn. The captain's nowhere to be found, but first mate Fella Rock is hanging. He's not on the boat, but he's hanging down by the docks. He's easy enough to find. And when he sees you, kind of waves and comes over. Say, about the mending you're speaking of. We've talked it over, the captain and one of the city guards, and they think they can get us new sails in 2 days, but you had another plan.
I kind of look at the group, and I look at the person, and it's well, I bet we can get these sails in ship shape maybe after a day with my repair skills, if that would make things go faster.
1 day's quicker than 2. How much would it cost? What do you need?
I don't. I look at Dominic.
If you're willing to supply the materials, my friend would, of course, be willing to offer labor as just folded in as part of our as part of our agreement.
I nod.
I'm sure the captain would be amenable to that. Would you like to start now?
Swamp.
Sh-
Are you able to start now?
I could start whenever. I just need to. I assume you've taken down the sails yet, or have you not taken them down yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The sails are down.
Well, I might as well get started now. And
Before he goes, I pass him the pearl, and I'm like, I got you a present.
ooh, thank you. I didn't get you anything.
That's fine. You can identify some stuff for me later.
Okay, I'll do that overnight. Okay, cool. So
To
yeah,
read up on mending again.
I just assumed he was just gonna stitch it up.
No, I was gonna use magic. So mending is like, I think it's like 1 foot at a time. It takes a minute to cast. So, I mean, again, it's not gonna be like instantaneous, but I just figured constantly casting that spell every possible minute would speed things up a bit.
It does say a torn cloak, and this is like a torn cloak.
I don't have to argue a tapestry this time.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna say that you. It's gonna take you a long time to do it, but it will take you a little bit less than a day. So I mean, if you wanted to work through the night, you could probably be out early morning. But would you want to sleep and then finish the rest of it the next day?
I think, like, from our constant conversation of how we want time on our side, I think I would just work through the night and then just sleep off the next day.
Okay. And yeah, it's a cantrip, right? Mending?
Yep.
Nope. I feel like I want to make you like roll a wild surge just because you're like spamming cantrip and like the fabric of time and space can't handle it.
Just keep spamming this one spell.
Are you guys? I imagine you don't even need to help it anyway. It's just okay. Marsh, I didn't think you were gonna mend the crap out of busted sails, but throughout the night, the sails are fixed. You guys can give word to Fellerock or the captain. They certainly won't be reinstalled until the morning, but it looks like you guys will be good to go the next day. Was there anything else you wanted to do in Falkreath?
I'll be busy. I mean, or asleep, one of the two. So
Nothing at present that I can think of.
Yeah, I think the more we keep our heads down a little bit at this point is probably for the better.
Yeah, like normally I'd fleece some people, but we're pretending to be heroes, so I don't think I can get caught doing that. Stealing a pearl from an old lady was probably bad enough.
The little lady comes out of the dock. There was absolutely a pearl in there.
Yeah, I got rolled a 25. Absolutely nobody saw me do that.
No, that was like the slightest of hands. Yeah, okay. I would say then, Marsh, you haul ass throughout the night, keeping Raptor off the sails so his little claws don't give you more work.
Says someone who's tried to sew with cats.
Oh no.
And the crew, while not willing to install the new sails in the evening, will do it top of the morning. And in like record time, the Highland Blush is setting sail with the captain basically like bowing as low as he possibly can to you guys, and everyone is ever so thankful.
Oh.
Well, yeah, because we saved him money and got us out the next day.
Yeah. All right, let's just close that tab.
Oh no.
Of course you would mend the sails. That's great. Okay. Well, you know what? With the heroes of the Shard setting sail towards Greenspire a whole bunch of days early, I think that's where we're gonna end tonight's session. Kudos to you for just bypassing everything.
I fix things. It's the thing I do.
No, I'm curious. And you don't have to answer this if this is going to be too spoilery. How much of a shit show would we have been if we stuck around?
Not as big of a shit show as you're thinking, but still shit showy. like where your minds are going is correct, but the outcome you were thinking probably wasn't what was going to happen. Regardless, back on the ocean.
We just have to stay ahead of the bad press, and it will never catch us.
Just gotta go faster than the news.
Oh my god.
Gotta go fast.
Crap. Yeah. All right. Well, if this was like not level o'clock and XP based, you would all get like bonus 300 XP for completely bypassing
Everything.
a whole
Hey.
city town event.
MLG speedrun tactics.
Yeah, I love
We
it.
took the
Just
pearl of
spam
Ram.
mending.
Oh man.
If we
good job.
cast mending enough times, can we like clip through the ground and cut right to this final boss fight?
Yeah.
Shove their head in the bag of holding and stab it, make that thing venture their head off into the ethereal plane. We'll be fine.
Tell you what, you can do that, but the boss is going to be glitching out, and when you go to stab it, your game cuts off, and you all die and lose all your save progress.
Oh no, we'll have to start over again.
Great. Well, to anyone watching, thanks for watching this. To my players, thank you for coming back after a long hiatus, and we'll get back into the groove of all of this. And good job stealing a pearl from an old lady.
Yeah.
Scoundrels!
Keep it unlocked.
True heroes.
She stole it first.
That doesn't make it okay.
Yes, it does. It means I didn't steal it from her. I stole it from the guy she stole it from.
All right.
Vigilanteism.
Scoundrels. Love
Yep.
it. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you 2 Sundays from now to carry on with this, but Giggle's campaign is next Sunday.
Yeah, and the party is in probably as much of a shit show as we would probably have been in this session, so...
2 words, drug cartel.
Yay!
Alrighty.
All right.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.